Yo, what's going on, gamers? Welcome to another Turboblaze Trials Saturday night tournament hosted by the Turboblaze boys over here on YouTube. First, before we get into anything, I do want to give our sponsors a quick shout out over at Collectors Connection. You can visit their website, as always, at collectorsconnectionduluth.com for their weekly list of events that are going on there. If you're in the Minnesota area, be sure to check them out for all of your card sport needs. Now, tonight, Chucky and I are on the desk. We are going to be in the booth tonight, checking out some of these players that we're expecting to see have good performances tonight. We do have 17 registered players. I know that at the last minute, a couple of them had to back out from some instances and events, but I believe Chucky has posted the pairings. The pairings are up for round number 1. So we have 14 total players. And I believe Chucky wanted to start with Ghouls tonight because Ghouls is on a little bit of an interesting list. Looks like he is also playing Lee. So we will head out to table number 4 to get tonight started. Let's see what we have going on out here with the guys. All right. Get a couple of these settings fixed, guys. Bear with me, and we will get everything sorted. All right, cool deal. So we will have Ghouls, who is, I believe, on Sabllock tonight, playing against Lee, who should be on the tried and true Drago box. If I know Lee Hoffman, that's probably what he is playing tonight. So we will hop in here and get a good look. Got Ghoulies with his Vileplume and USA mat on the right, and Lee with the Dragon mat on the left. And pulling up their lists, I do see that Ghouls is on the Darkness list, a Sabllock, with Lee on the Dragon list, classic Drago box, the archetype that the Blazers have kind of made famous at this point. It's very rare to walk into a tournament these days and not see a whole lot of Drago box in the room. So while these players are getting set up, we've got the timer rolling. I know they're doing table checks as well. We'll be excited to get into this one. For this game specifically, Ghouls is on a little bit more of a controlling archetype. As I mentioned, it is Sabllock, using the Sableye with the Junk Hunt attack, being able to fetch out 2 item cards from the discard pile, turn and turn again. So he will be on a little bit more controlling archetype tonight. And Lee on, obviously, the aggro dragon style Drago box list that, like I said, we all know and love at this point. Ghoul's going to open up with a mulligan here, it looks like, get things started. And Lee does have a basic Pokemon to put in play. These cameras adjusted here, guys. That's probably just fine.
Alrighty, I'm back here.
Hey, and we got Chucky in the house with us tonight, as I had mentioned. The Chuckster, fresh off his appearance at Full Grip Games for their local league night. That was an exciting appearance for Chucky, getting to go out there and play against some of the best, some of the creators and founding fathers of Gym Leader Challenge, as it may be.
Yeah, I had a great time. Got to meet a lot of cool people. See a lot of faces I already knew too.
Yeah,
we had an awesome experience. And the rounds didn't go exactly the way I wanted. I was really happy that Ben and I got paired because I thought it'd be kind of cool for us to get paired in that way, and it happened. I just I crashed out a little on my end, but hey, that's okay. I'm creating the revenge story arc for myself, as we've already put up. But yeah, no, everybody was super nice. I had a great time talking to everyone. I wish I lived closer. I'd be there every week if I could, but it doesn't work that way, right?
Yeah, and we actually thought that we were going to have Ben Morris here in the house tonight. He jumped into the tournament chat late there, a little bit late to the game. He had mentioned that if he had maybe gotten his stuff ready a little bit sooner, he'd have been in here, but I do expect to see Ben Morris in one of these tournaments before long. We have been putting it in his ear week in and week out, the stuff that we're doing, the prizes that are going on. So, we hope to see Ben out here sometime soon, and obviously any of the other full grip players are more than welcome at any point to come get in on one of these Turboblaze Trials events. Even to kind of pad the purse a little bit, Chucky. Like we said, the awesome prizes that are up for tonight. Why don't you go ahead and dole us out those cards that we've got on the shelf tonight?
Oh yeah, no, for sure. So first off, what I had done is I kind of put a bounty on myself to kind of motivate me to do a little better than I did. And things happen. It's just how card games go. But that said, we have a whole slew of prizes on the line tonight, including we got the Marnie's Morpeko, we've got our Inns Restroom. I think this is the Team Rockets Wobbuffet, the Inns Zorua, and last but not least, the Hops Lulu. That's all for first place. It's a pretty big bounty. And then we're going to raffle off 2 of the Whale Lords that I've signed. We've dubbed him Sir Lord. So I have 2 of these to give out to any of our participants at the end. So looking to have a good night. It'd be great to have more people, but I get it's pre-release weekend. There's a lot of awesome stuff happening tonight between college football. Apparently a lot of Canelo Alvarez fans out there too. So I take no offense to any of that, but until we get to 100, I'm just going to keep on pushing. I'm just trying to give all these cards out. I'm going out of sale, or just going out of business. It's a fire sale. So what we got going on here to start?
Yeah, so we see that Ghouls did mulligan a couple of times in the early phases of the game, so he gave Lee a couple of extra cards to work with, and Lee started the Drudigan. Lee got an Ultra Ball down. Didn't see exactly what 2 cards we're discarding. Was kind of working on the camera just a little bit, but we do see that he opted to get a Raging Bolt out and put that Lightning Energy onto it. And in this matchup, we know that with Ghouls not having access to Bench Barrier, that Raging Bolt is something that can wreak havoc on Ghouls' field, especially with Sableye being the main Pokemon that Ghouls wants to put in play. It's a little guy. So it only takes 3 energies, I believe, to be able to Thunderburst Storm and knock out that Sableye. Ghouls' list does have a lot of interesting characteristics to be able to kind of combat these meta-style lists. Get the deck list pulled up here, and I'll walk you guys through some of the stuff that's going on within. So again, as I had mentioned, it relies heavily upon the Junk Cut Sableye to be able to, from Dark Explorers, to be able to pull back 2 items from the discard pile turn after turn after turn. One of those items usually will be a Versus Seeker once he gets into the late game loop, so that he can pick out exactly what supporter to be playing from the discard pile each turn. But until he gets to there, he will just be trying to make sure to basically not get ran over in the match in terms of the board state. We do have the Liepard line to be able to trade and get us some cards along the way. And Alolan Muck is another disruptive Pokemon. Alolan Muck from Team Up, when you evolve this Pokemon, you may look at the top 6 cards of your opponent's deck and discard any number of item cards that you find there. So that's another way to kind of mill your opponent and take control of their deck in a way. As we know, Ghouls does love the control type archetype and style. Morpeko is an early game card that Ghouls would probably be wanting to set up as well to gather food. It puts an item card from your discard pile into your hand. And I do notice that he's playing the optimal Purloin here. And he does have 60 HP, so it's going to be a little bit weaker to Lee's Thunderburst Storm. But its Ignite Evil attack for 1 energy is going to let Ghouls go get 3 basic Darkness Pokemon. I believe get them right onto the bench. Let me just make sure 100% here. Yeah, search for them, reveal, and put them into your hand. So he will get 3 Darkness Pokemon off of this Invite Evil attack. And that is what he is searching through the deck for at this point. We'll see what he opts for.
Yeah, and just looking through the list, just seeing multiple of the options to just recover the items that are needed in order to continue a loop and lock. The other card that's really important that's already in play is the Yveltal. Now, in this matchup, it doesn't have very many targets, but Derail is really important against so many decks in the format. And in this one, it's still important because it gives him a viable way to discard Double Dragon Energy.
Yep. Do you want to move Ghouls' camera down a little bit so that we can see his hand, because we want to see some of his decisions that he's going through. I didn't see exactly what he grabbed off of his Ignite Evil, but I'm sure it was in some combination of these basic Pokemon that he wants to get into play to start fueling. And it's any 3 Darkness Pokemon, so he probably did get the Lappard off that, I would imagine, as well. Just like, that would probably be the best time to do so. If Lee does take this knockout with the Raging Bolt, then that's just going to be what it is, but... Ghouls. Yep, everything looks good.
Okay. Yep. So we pulled an adjustment there, so we have everything.
Oh, it was fine, Chucky. I was actually adjusting it on my end. He was okay.
Oh, that's funny. Okay, sorry about that.
But it's still good. All is well.
Thought you were talking to me. Okay. So tell me with a match that's oppressive like this, again, in GLC, control decks can be so demanding on resources and can trap these Pokemon before opponents are able to take 6 prizes. What does Lee need to do to win this match?
Well, obviously it's take prizes fast. The thing about Ghouls' deck and the Sableye deck is that it does have to dig to the bottom of the deck to establish a loop, much like all of the other control-type decks. There is no bench barrier in this, like there is an Egg Mill, so the bench is not safe. So Ghouls will have to be selective when he puts certain Pokemon into play, as long as that Raging Bolt is around. Now, I've seen and heard many times Ghouls also go into this phase where, because he's playing the Galarian Moltres from Evolving Skies, so if Lee gets hyper aggressive and does not account for, a Moltres coming down, Ghouls can also loop the Moltres for just prize trading at the end of the game. So what you're seeing Lee do here is obviously try to establish an energy flood, and we're seeing the Prism energy attached to the Druddigon in the active, throw the Turbo Energize down, and we're going to town. We're going to get 2 energies. We're going to put them both on the Raging Bolt. Energy consumption is a big deal in this matchup as well. I don't know exactly. Let's take a look at what Ghouls is playing to remove energy. We have the Flare Grunt in here, so all of these energy are liable to be gotten rid of over time. So it's literally just a clock, Chucky. It's you have to get out and start taking knockouts super fast. And we did see, Lee opted off of his only ball search to grab that Raging Bolt. I know that in some instances we've said that it may not be the best thing to be going after in control matchups because it is so energy specific. It's got to have both lightning, or it's got to have the fighting energy and the lightning energy. So we will see if that comes to bear, if he ends up getting those energies knocked off. And Spence in the chat taking a look, seeing some of the interesting cards, wondering maybe what these players are on. I've got Ghouls on Sableye and Lee on the Drago Box list. While these players are playing out through their turn, we see Ghouls going for a Nest Ball here. And off the Nest Ball finds a full art Pokemon that I'm not exactly sure what is.
That's a 60 health currently.
Oh, okay. So I was wrong. So we were not in the deck looking for Pokemon on the last turn. We must have been looking for something else. Let's see what.
Yeah, I think that's the Team Rocket's Murkrow. They're probably looking for the supporter. That's what I'm assuming.
Okay, yeah. Cool. So now we see the Nest Ball played down for that Purloin.
Mm-hmm. Now we're getting the Trubbish set up, or not the Trubbish, the Alolan Grimer.
The Grimer. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's so hard. Trash looks like trash, right? Gotta love little Grimer.
I actually like the little Rainbow Grimer.
I do too.
One of my favorites.
Yeah, the Alolan Muck was actually one of my favorite when they did the altered types from Sun and Moon, and even in Sword and Shield. I like the combination of Dark Poison as a typing in the game. So, and also, like you said, the rainbow color is kind of a cool play on the Pokemon. So, yeah,
this Murkrow is also a menace in this matchup. So this Murkrow, for its second attack, and Spence mentioning that in the chat, for 1 darkness, 1 colorless, has the Torment attack. So he will be able to select attacks on Lee's side of the board, and then Lee possibly will not be able to use them, the defending Pokemon, of course. So in this instant, he can shut off Lee's attacks. But here we go. We are going to see another Deceit. It's the attack name. So he will search his deck for a supporter card. So Ghoul's right now tailoring out every play that he wants. As long as this Murkrow is sticking around, he's going to be able to pick the supporters turn in and turn out.
Yeah, and it's actually a lovely bait, right? Because if Lee is unable to find a way to make the Druddigon take an attack, then his next best thing is to get the Raging Bolt that's invested in the play. And he can't afford to not knock out the Murkrow, but the bench has so many valuable targets, right?
Right.
But if he knocks anything else out, the Murkrow simply torments, and now the Raging Bolt, again, the Raging Bolt could just knock it out again, but it just delays another turn while he gets to the bottom of his deck.
Yeah, and with 3 energy on, at least this is a spot where if we do come up and take aggro, and we see Lee eyeing up versus Seeker for Guzma, so this is actually perfect. We're going to get that bolt up into the active spot and start swinging. It looks like Lee may be just deciding what to bring up. Yep. And we're going to bring up the Purloin. And what do you think, Chucky? You think you take the active, or you think you are sniping that Murkrow off the bench?
Yeah, I think either the Murkrow or even the Grimer. Like, I guess it really comes down to what's giving you more problems at the end. I mean, there's a fair number of items in the deck, and setting that muck up early can be a real problem for Lee. So I could even see taking the KO there, because at the end of the day, the Murkrow can't stop both attacks, so he can bring it
exactly.
up. And that's what he goes for.
Yep, it's the Grimer. Yep, good call. And Rescue Stretcher, or I'm sorry, not Stretcher, rather, going to be played to bring back a Pokemon or energy from the discard pile. We do see Ghoul's opting for a Pokemon out of the discard pile.
Yeah, you grab the Liepard, which he's now evolving. Yeah.
Yep. So Liepard online. Trade ability is here. It is in the active spot. It's not something that Ghouls wants there, so he's going to want some kind of way to pivot out of that Pokemon. And with no energy accelerants in play right now, or to speak of, he's going to have to find probably a tool to retreat this if he wants to Torment. Now, obviously, he can come up into the the Murkrow and start Deceiving again for supporter options, but he's giving up pace as of right now to Lee. This is what you want to do if you're Lee. You start putting your opponent on a clock, start taking knockouts, and, as we say, asking questions.
Yeah, and it looks like from just looking at the list of, I mean, he's got Float as an option, but other than that, there's really not a lot of great pivot options. We're not playing Escape Row. I think he'd already used Scoop Up Net. I could be wrong, but I think Scoop Up Net was used early in the game to move the Yveltal that he had to start.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's really not a lot of great options outside of Guzma.
You see the Goose Hollow played down now. We're going to get the Pokegear, the Rescue Scarf, looks like, and maybe not the Scarf play at the moment.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's almost like getting it back, because at least you can reestablish it onto the bench after the KO.
Right.
Which I think is fine. I think more importantly, getting the stop here is really big.
Right.
We've
not seen a whole lot of churning yet.
Yeah. One interesting thing, he opted to not grab Capture or Hiding Darkness, so that either means he has them in hand or they're prized, which Hiding Darkness energy being prized is kind of rough, if it is.
All right, we see the Pokestop come into play, removing the Stormy Mountains. And we're going to hit Rescue Stretcher and 2 energies going to the bin. That is not ideal, seeing that you just played your not stretcher.
Yeah, agreed. Not ideal.
But five basic darks in the list, so we see now at least 3 committed, 2 in the bin and 1 on the Murkrow. And we do see Floatstone in hand. So Floatstone going to retreat this Liepard. Ghoul's definitely wishing he would have hit one of those energies or a way to search it out. May have tormented that turn, as we see again no energy drop this turn, which may not matter. Like I said, the problem in this matchup for Ghouls is that as long as that Raging Bolt's around, he can't go into Sableye, he can't bench Sableye, there can be no attachments to Sableye because Lost City Sableye is game. So, and we see Lee now being super cautious. We're going to see all the colors doubled up on the Raging Bolt. And he's going to continue to chase down the board. We are hitting now the Liepard for knockout. So Lee takes out 2 aggressive knockouts early on in this one. Get those off the board. Oh, and I wanted to...
Okay. This counter catcher could be big here. Okay, so looking to go with the counter catcher to the Druddigan in order to see, and it looks like, oh, there we go. So he has the enhanced hammer to get rid of the prism energy. So now he's looking to effectively trap the Druddigan so he can just put as much pressure on board as possible.
Right. Yeah, to be able to start churning through the deck.
So delinquent use. So now hand is gone.
And we see Lee literally throw the double dragon energy at him.
Yeah.
This is rough. Yeah, we're in a rough spot now for Lee. We've lost all semblance of like being able to move naturally. You know, we don't have the Guzma now. Versus Seeker for Guzma has also been played. So those options are down. It's going to have to be an escape rope off the top rope, floatstone off the top rope.
Yeah, and we see effectively an immediate draw pass from Lee, which is, again, not great at all. Like, and this is exactly where Ghouls wants to be now. And you saw that like he took the correct pacing and not allowing Sableye to even be an option until after he had set up some form of lock.
Right. Yeah, and that's what I mentioned. It's like it's so risky for him to bring that Pokemon into play if all these Raging Dragons are still on the board. So we're going to see Arvin here fetch out Tool Card and Item Card for Ghouls, eyeing up the Evolution Incense to be able to start ripping items off of Lee's top deck, I'm guessing. And it's just for the Evolution Incense for the Muck, Alolan Muck. And we see Muck evolved into play. And here we go. Oh, man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, that is rough.
That is a 5-item hit.
Yeah, and that's just, I mean, effectively just neutered the recovery options. Not that they're needed necessarily, but just, I mean, that's so many cards being milled just from an item or from an ability.
Yeah.
So strong.
Yep. Not stretcher, tag call. Bunch of really powerful cards going down right there.
Yeah. Do we know if Ghoul's list is similar to the list that SVO played last week? Is it effectively the same or? I mean,
He's got
I'm sure
a little bit of different spots in there. He said, I know he got Tropical Beach in there to be able to kind of turbo through the deck if he needs to go that route.
Mm-hmm.
So we do see Lee does draw into Boss's orders off the top. So he's going to bring up this Alolan Muck to try to stick it for a turn. We do know that Ghouls, I think, grabbed... I'm not sure exactly what he grabbed off that last Deceit, Chucky.
Let's see. I know he grabbed Team Flare Grunt, but I didn't see what he grabbed off the last one after using the Arvin. Yeah, I didn't see.
Ghoul's playing a couple turns ahead in his mind right now with the supporter action. And obviously knowing that Box doesn't have access to much disruption. I knew we had saw the Clara picked off of a Pokegear a little while ago. So Clara now going to get back the draw engine for Ghouls and then a couple of those darkness energies so that maybe he can start putting on pressure some other way. Notably, the Floatstone did go down early, so Lana's Fishing Rod will be the only way to recover that. We did see it go down onto the Liepard to get it out of there earlier. Lee pass. We do see Escape Rope off the top, so here we go. Lee is back in the game for the moment. We Escape Rope, and Ghouls promotes the free retreating Yveltal, and Lee back up into his Raging Bolt to start aggressing, taking knockouts once again. And there is the KO on, was that Sableye that he took out?
Yes, yeah, he took care of the Sableye.
Okay, but without Lost City, that's just like, he can just reestablish that. So, but Clara, we did see Clara was just played last turn, so maybe Lee banking that he doesn't have a lot of recovery, left right at this second to be able to recover the Sableye. I know we did see Not Stretcher played down a little bit earlier, too. So
Rescue Stretcher's also down.
Rescue Stretcher's also down?
Yeah, so there's a Seeker to possibly get the Clara back.
There's a Seeker, sure.
Yeah. I mean, the other option, too, is he does still have the Morpeko, right? Which can also get him an item back. It's kind of like a backup option.
It is, yep.
Yeah, so, there's still a way that he can, loop back into the Sableye to then Junk Hunt. But, yeah, Lee's actual out here is potentially to try to get, and that's what he did initially with trying to boss with the Muck, is, one, to stall for time, but also if he's able to interrupt any of this loop while he has so few cards left in deck, he can just win the game. That's right. The risk of this, right?
Right. There's a Seeker. Oh, gross. So Seeker is going to pull probably Clara back out of the discard pile if we feel like there's an absolute need right now. But it may not be.
Yeah. It really depends on his hand, right?
Yeah, sure. And it's pretty loaded. I mean, it's pretty big right now. I don't know if it's loaded, obviously, but it is pretty big.
I think, I could have been wrong, but if I saw the art correctly, I think he does have the Moltres in hand, too.
Oh, my gosh. Okay.
There's Guzma. Okay. Okay. So it looks like he's going to just take another turn off to wait because he feels like I think this is actually correct because, again, it's not like Lee is going to play more of the things that he has. He's already used Guzma. He's already used Boss. Seeker's down. Rope is down. So now the pivot options are effectively gone for Lee, right?
Well, no. I mean, the tools are still live.
Well, I mean, for gusting.
Oh, yeah,
yes,
yeah,
absolutely. He can do it for himself, but his gusting options to get whatever he wants out of the active is there. So now Lucamine's going to be there. This is so that's kind of huge, right? So now he can kind of just take his time to set up the Sableye.
And Lee just attaches and passes there. Do see an energy attachment, but just an attached pass. We got an Acrobot coming down from Ghouls' side and a Hapu going into the discard pile. Not sure what he chose off. And then Flare Grunt going to remove that energy that Lee just committed. Versus Seeker going to pick up this turn and be used. Surge's strategy. So Surge going to get in here now so that Ghouls can play multiple supporters this turn. Surge is going to be the first play. And then wait a sec. We saw... Did we just see a miss sequence there?
No. Yeah, no, we're good. Lee discarded early. I think Lee just knew what he was doing. But yeah,
Oh, okay.
he showed the flare grunt, but then didn't play it.
Sure. Okay, it never hit the discard pile. Okay.
Yeah. So the play that happened there, just to clarify, was he uses Seeker to get the Lieutenant Surge, uses Surge, then uses Team Flare Grunt, and then he uses Lusamine to get back Flare Grunt and Surge.
Right. Yeah, so now Lee is on a literal energy clock. Like, this is pretty devastating. We do see Arvin, though, so Arvin is going to get him out again. Here we go. It's like...
Yeah, Float's not down, right?
No, Float's not down, nor is Air Balloon. So we have both of those options to move this Strut again. It's like while we're asking a lot of questions, if I were Lee here, I'd just grab both of them. Maybe Float's prized. That would be pretty devastating. But, like, I would just grab Adventure Bag. Adventure Bag go off of that hit earlier? I don't think so. It was a lot of gold cards. It's like I would grab, like, Adventure Bag and make Ghouls reset my hand here. But, I mean, he does have access to, essentially, Surge, Removal. We're going to see some energy retention here. So, Lee's going to get Energy Retrieval. And I imagine probably try to stick an energy on... I don't know, Chucky. I don't know where this energy's going is the problem.
Yeah.
But Lee does have it thought out, I would imagine. He's played a lot of control matchups, so I definitely trust his lines of thinking. He's counting those energy retrieval cards as well in any of these matchups.
For sure.
Blue onto Drudagon, retreating. Yep, so this is fine. Because like I said, there is a fear that if he just leaves himself open to not having two attackers on board, that Ghouls just goes into Galarian Moltres. Like, that's what Lee is having to play around. You can't just have one attacker down, especially when you're taking this many prizes, because, like, Galarian Moltres is lethal on everything right now. Galarian Moltres with its Fiery Wrath attack does 20 plus 50 more for each prize card your opponent's taken. Lee's taken 4, so... nothing is safe. You could put a cape on something. It's not safe, Chucky.
Yeah, no, it's not. So it looks like I wasn't sure how many cards that Lee had in hand there that he established, but I mean, at least the fire energy and then whatever he got the prize. But it looks like reset stamp was played.
And there's the Moltres.
Now, exactly as you called it, yeah. So yeah, this is definitely coming down to like Lee's experience playing in this matchup, knowing what he has to do in order to win.
Yeah, and Ghouls probably smells the blood right here. It's like, okay, if I can go into this Moltres right now and he not draw a fire energy or an out to a fire energy, he knows letters down and he knows the energy retrieval's down. If he doesn't draw into any versions of those cards, this Moltres can just sweep. And these turns are going to be rapid fire, guys. So, like, stay with us because Ghouls...
Am I missing something? Does the Moltres... Or not the Moltres. The Murkrow have free retreat? I don't think it does, right? So, he retreated. I'm just making sure I'm not missing anything before I ask about it. It has one retreat, right?
Yeah. Does it have Hiding Dark on it?
No, it has basic
it's
dark
just a gold
energy.
dark. Yeah.
Yeah, let me just ask real quick. Just make sure.
Yeah, go ahead. And while Chucky is leaving us, let's do a quick pairings check-in. See what we have going on. We do see Fireball has taken a early win. Well, not an early win. We got only about 11.5 minutes left in the round. I know my timer's just a little bit quick. We do have about 11.5 minutes left in the round. And only one decision out there at this moment. So, pretty interesting. So, we do see that Lee does have a response, as he did get into Marnie. Marnie found him the energy to be able to attack. And so, Revenge is able to push Lee to that golden 1 prize remaining. And I know that he is eyeing this up to see if there's a world where we may close this out. I don't know, Chucky. It's going to be really close down the line. So what was the result of the...
It was just a missed retreat, so we fixed it.
Cool.
Yeah, so Merker did need to lose 1 energy to retreat, so we fixed it. And, yeah, it looks like in me fixing that, like you said, we saw a return attack. I think the biggest thing for Lee here is that all of his recovery is effectively down, which is what's tough.
Clara down?
Oh well, that's exactly what Goals
No.
just asked him if
Yeah.
Clara was down. So item based,
Yeah.
I should say.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So we're getting really we're getting really squishy here. Like we're at a really tense point of the game. We do see Flare Grunt remove the blue PAL pad to be able to shuffle 2 supporters back into the deck. Gotta imagine that it's some combination of Clara. Yep, because we've seen a lot of Pokemon be knocked out from Ghouls' side, so we're gonna have to reestablish those. Also, Clara is just an instant Moltres back. Like that's another big player to that card. And Lucamine, both of those to be shuffled back into the deck. I don't know how many cards are left in Ghouls' deck, but it can't be many, Chucky.
Looks like 3.
Yeah.
And also, if I remember correctly, I mean, I guess Marnie happened, so Surge is, I'm assuming, in the deck. So that would put him in a spot where he has Clara, Surge. And then he's just going to search for
Clara back out. So he puts Lee on a clock. Putting Lee on a clock. Yeah.
Skimming. I mean, Lee doesn't have, unless he were to find a way to accelerate, he wouldn't have a way to take KO. Okay, so it's like he's just trying to thin at this point just so he can have more outs to what he needs. I don't think Crispin's been played, correct?
No. But I don't know if there are... I don't know what color situation is in the deck either.
Yeah, we're definitely down all the lightning. We've at least had a fighting. I think both fighting are down too. I think the Raging Bolt had double fighting, double lightning on it, and then we're at least down a water.
Mm-hmm. Well, we see a water in the deck still.
There's water and grass in the deck.
Okay. So Crispin is still alive.
Okay.
Does he have Crispin? If he Pokegeared there and just saw... Well, he didn't see the whole deck, obviously, Logan. Or else we would have taken Crispin. Avery to draw 3 for Lee. I'm guessing trying to decipher if we have that card in hand.
Yeah, at first I got a little concerned for Lee's health because I saw as soon as he plays the Avery, the response from Ghouls is how many cards left in deck, and I was also worried, but he still has a respectable number of cards left. Like he's not instantly out in a turn or two.
Dude, this is sketch, and so we see the water energy committed there. Water was found off of the Avery, so now Crispin's not alive out anymore. Retreat into another floatstone target. And we've seen Blower from Ghouls' side yet, or is Blower a card that exists in the list, Chucky?
Let's look. He's definitely not played it. I don't see he plays Vacuum instead.
So we have seen Vacuum. Vacuum is down. I have seen Vacuum be not played, but it was discarded earlier off of like a Goose Hollow or something along those lines. You know, Lee's playing as close to the chest as he can here. Like, with what he just did, chat, in case we were wondering, he just made it to where now Ghouls needs to gust his Drago if he wants to aggress or remove an energy, and like there's all these ands that have to happen now. And so that stems from having Lieutenant Surge's strategy, but we know that it was disrupted earlier on. So Ghouls now playing out this Clara is going to get his Moltres 2 energy and Sableye back out. Sableye down onto the bench. Wonder if we'll see the Galarian Moltres get charged up this turn. But Chucky, if he does not have... I'm not seeing...
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't see a way for him to take...
Is there... Hang on. There's a cape in the list. Is there a cape about to come down on this?
Yeah, I don't think we've seen it. I think Cape is surprised. Okay.
Is Ghoul's just missing the fact that he loses on this? Like, Lee's got one prize card left.
I don't know. I don't know if it's
he has to have an energy, though. Lee's got to have an energy. So it's not guaranteed.
I think that's what he's going for here. Is he's looking.
There we go. Top deck. Top deck the green. No need to look any further, Captain Ghoulies.
All right. And Lee takes it.
Lee does take it down with about 5 minutes left on the clock. Both players played great games there, played exactly to their outs. Yeah, man, that was a really good one. Really fun one.
That was a great game. I think anyone watching, too, so many people in Pokemon are discouraged by playing against Control, regardless of what aspect there is. This is a good game to go back and review because you have to be patient, play to your outs, look for what your resources are, and just know what those lines are. Again, this is why practicing against Control so much is helpful. As much as Lee, I can tell you now, personally, playing with him, Lee does not like playing against Control, but he's good at it. And it's again, his experience shows here. He played exactly to what he needed, and the deck helped him out, and he got the win.
Yep. It just goes to show, like I say this like every week these days, like Lee is playing some very good Pokemon, so to get him off of his spot it's going to be pretty tough, I would imagine.
So we have 3 matches still going, well, 2 matches still going, because it looks like they're wrapping up. We only have 4 minutes left. I'm going to make a quick jump over and let both our other remaining tables know. I don't know if you want to try to catch the end of one of these matches or if we're just too close to time. Up to you on that.
Nah, not with 3.5 minutes left. I'll hang out. I'll go through the pairings and the meta and everything that's going on right now.
I think that'll be good. Yeah, if you want to cover that while I go check on everything, and we'll go from there.
All right, sounds good, Chucky. While he dips out for a minute, guys, I do have the pairings standings page up right now. So we do see Fireball, Venom, Scrag, and Sliggoo taking wins in this first round along with our boy Lee Hoffman. So Evan and Danger Noodle still out there to be decided, and Mickey and David as well. Let's take a look at, like I had said, the meta breakdown for tonight's tournament. We do have 3 players on Water, 3 on Psychic, 2 on Colorless. We've got 2 Dragons, 1 Fighting, 1 Grass, 1 Darkness, and 1 Lightning list. So pretty good spread across the board tonight. Of course, Water and Psychic being the most prevalent types. I don't think that's anything out of the ordinary for this day's Gym Leader Challenge time. We know that Psychic and Water are both regarded as pretty great types. We do see that Sliggoo, Mike God, and Evan are all on Water. I do know that Evan is playing a version of Milo Pump, something similar to what Chucky took out to Full Grip this past week. Let's take a look at Mike God. I do see some interesting Pokemon in this list. We do see the Greninja with its Furious Shuriken attack doing 50 damage to 2 of your opponent's Pokemon. So that guy looks like a little bit of a menace. And then, of course, playing it in conjunction with the Palafin with Justice Kick 2 for 210 if that Pokemon moved from the bench spot to the active. So Mike's list, pretty interesting there with his low-to-the-ground water build. And then Sliggoo, always interesting to see what Sliggoo's on. Let's check this one out as well. Do you see Finizen and Palafin in this one as well? So a little bit more low to the ground list. We do have Feraligatr as well in this one from Temporal Forces with its Torrential Heart ability. It can put 5 damage counters on itself and make its attacks do 120 more damage. So its Giant Wave can be ramped up to 280 for 2 water energy. So that's another interesting deck that's out there tonight. The 3 Psychic, we've got Cap'n, Scrag, and Mikey on Psychic. Cap'n probably playing that list with his Got the Tell line in there to be able to limit the opponent's hand to 3 cards. And then let's see, Scrag, we've got Scrag on what looks like to be a Curse Kiss list. Mickey on a Tool Lock list. So we do have the Garbodor in this one. So we got a little bit of control running around in the field tonight. This one also playing the new Frillish from White Flare, being able to limit your opponent so that they cannot play any item cards for 1 psychic energy. So again, a little bit of control running around in the format tonight, or in the games that we may be encountering. Timer just hit 0 for everyone watching, so round number 2 will be going up pretty soon here. We are just going through a couple of the deck lists to see what everyone's kind of on tonight. So we do still have those 2 tables with outstanding results, so hopefully they are finishing up here soon. Timeout just happened in round. You can see there. So yeah, Lee in the chat saying that he was lucky to make it out alive. Lee, it just goes to show, man, what good piloting can land you. You played that, your outs. You played all of your outs. You played it as perfect as you could have played it from my standpoint. Chucky's still checking in on everybody. All right. And we do see Evan taking the win on table 1. And Scrag taking the win on table 5 over Gavin. So we do see Scrag's psychic list coming out over Gavin playing Dragon tonight. Gavin on a Drago box list. Gavin is on a Drago box list. We love to see it. Love to see it. Drago box, one of those decks where you have to be prepared in the room for it, because if not, it will run you over. 7 matches completed now. Chucky will probably be setting the second round any minute. We like to keep these things pretty chop and go, so that we can have everybody out of here at a decent time of night. That we appreciate everyone who is hanging out tonight, watching with us. To all the viewers, thank you for spending part of your Saturday night with us. I know that there are a lot of other things that are going on tonight. Like Chucky had mentioned, we've got some football stuff going on. We've got UFC fights going on. So the fact that you are choosing to spend a portion of your night with us is, we're very grateful. Let's see. So hopefully we don't see Lee hit Evan. That's been kind of like a recurring theme over the last couple of weeks with our Turboblaze Trials. It's like, you guys see it here. We got Lee and Ghouls matched up in round number 1. That's definitely not ideal for the situation. We see SPO also losing round 1. I mentioned that Slugu had won, but I didn't realize that it was over SPO. SPO playing Lightning. Is he playing Magnezone control? Yeah. Dual Brains, Magnezone. SPO had a very cool blueprint of this when we were at Full Grip the last time. So, dude, I love SPO and the way that he cooks up some of his awesome ideas and designs for things. Full-on printed out deck list with Magnezone control as a blueprint. Love it. Also see Venom in the chat. Would never miss a Turboblaze stream. Yo, we thank you, Venom. That is awesome. Know that you're also playing tonight too, so got the double duty. What are you on tonight? Colorless list for Venom. Let's see. Oh, we got Bunnelby in the list, but it is not the Ursaluna control list that we've seen over the last couple of weeks. Looks like this is a little bit more straightforward. We do have Kecleon on, so the Chroma Shift list. Okay. Do like that. Kecleon from Chilling Rain with its ability Chroma Shift. This Pokemon is the same type as any basic energy attached to it, if it has 2 or more different basic energy types attached to it. This is each of these types. So it can hit for weakness on some Pokemon where colorless, not really known for that.
Okay, just came back. We had a draw that was rather interesting, actually. So David actually had a T-Tar in the active, which at the checkup coming back from the very final turn could have potentially taken the last two KOs, but Mickey looking to opt to get rid of a Silent Lab, turning off his Wobbuffet, which then allowed the Wobbuffet to turn off the T-Tar. So meaning that even if it went into an additional turn, it wouldn't have taken the KO, effectively like kind of nullifying what could be a checkup. Because I think an argument there could be made. If one more turn was happening, it's relevant that he had two Pokemon with 20 health left. So those Pokemon would have been KO'd had there been a checkup phase. However, he actually secured a line which prevented that from being an argument. So it just ends in an outright draw. So an interesting play, but sometimes you have to play to that. I mean,
right.
Draws stink, but sometimes you're playing for a draw as opposed to a loss.
Absolutely, that is true.
To be fair, I would have felt bad for if it would have been a situation where the Silent Lab would have been in play. It's like this is a draw, but like you would have lost, right? It's like I think it's one of those things that it's really up to the person, the individual to decide. I think if I was in the boat of someone where I would be losing because of that, I'd probably just concede. Actually, I've conceded in that situation where I was it week 3. I conceded to SBO, who went on to win and go undefeated. In a situation where we technically drew, but I would have lost the next turn. So, nevertheless, I think we're gonna get round 2 started now.
Yep, sounds good.
So, all right, we are pairing the next round. Looks like we are going. I think we want to continue following Lee now, or do we want to jump to watch what Evan's doing? What would you like to do there, Logan?
Yeah, the whole Lee premise is fine with me. I'm always cool watching Lee, especially the way that, like I said, he's playing right now. He's giving us very good Pokemon, very good clean lines, so we can stay with Lee. Let's see.
Let's see what our matchups are too, which I'm totally fine as well with that. So Scrag is playing. Is this the Curse Kiss list? Yeah, so Curse Kiss versus Dragon Box.
That's cool.
And then Venom's on colorless. Oh, he's on the Chroma Shift. This is kind of funny. He's on the other two players that are playing. So Evan and Venom are actually on 2 decks that I put the spice in. Now, of course,
let's watch that then, Chucky.
Yeah, that's a love letter to me.
Let's watch that then. All right, so what table are we going to for Evan and Venom? Or
it looks like table 2.
Table 2. Table 2. All right, here we go. All right, cool. All right. And we will hop over to the table view here. Get our players set up for webcam and their tables. Looks like we will have Evan on the right side of the screen and Venom over on the left. Excited to get Venom on stream too. Venom is one of our guys. Venom's a big homie of ours, putting some care packages together for the Turboblaze guys, and always around, always available if we need anything from him. So very appreciative of V. Very excited to kind of get him on stream tonight. He is showing off the Houndoom Perler, the Houndoom Table Buddy that I made him this week too. So I'm glad to see that. That's pretty cool. Houndoom may get cut off a little bit for stream purposes, but it'll be okay. I'll go tell him to move it down in a minute. Alright, let's get some name adjustments here. As we will have Venom on the left-hand side for this one.
Sorry about that. Had a quick little personal emergency there, but we're good.
Uh-oh.
Oh, and everything's fine. Everything's fine. So when the wife calls, you answer, right? Just how it goes. But yeah, so I know you've done some heavy lifting here with the talking. So let me talk about why we're watching this matchup. So Venom and I, after I had finished having a wild, awesome weekend at the 3K, the following week I'd come into CBW and joined the webcam events and thought, this is great. I'm really into the game again. And he and I played, I think, the final round of the Sunday event, and we hit it off. And right after, we're just talking about, man, the format's kind of crazy. How do you beat Wailord? And we're talking about how colorless seems like it still has some options, and we're talking about how, man, it'd be crazy if something could just hit for 240 so easily. And I made a joke about I think Rayquaza, and then he's like, yeah, I guess you could do that, but that seems bad. What about Kecleon? And then we ended up making this ridiculous Kecleon Bunnelby list that we call Chroma Shift or Chroma Box.
Yep.
And we've had success. He's had several 4-0s. I've had some 4-0s with it. The deck is really fun. It's an alternate way to play as opposed to the Harambe deck that the Turboblaze team is known for. That said, the primary attack that we're talking about, the Kecleon has the ability Chroma Shift, which allows that Pokemon to become any type based on the basic energy attached to it. So you play damage modifiers plus. There you go. So the ability plus the damage mods allow it to effectively hit for double damage against whatever deck you would like. And then the added benefit of Bunnelby gives you kind of this backup line at the end for Crisis Punch. But what's really cool about the deck is it also plays Turbo Energize, assuming he's still on the same list. The Turbo Energize turn 1 with Bunnelby allows for 4 energy to be put in play once, which is absolutely insane, right? We've seen Joltik Box become a thing in Standard because of this. So you can only imagine in a single price format how good that could be, right? And that's really the nuts and bolts of the deck. You play the Hops package. You've got Cyclozar, which is a great Pokemon to take hits. You've got the Draw Engine. And then, yeah, you're just off to the races. I still believe in this deck. I absolutely love it. We've done a lot of different things to kind of lay it out. And I'm happy to see how he does with it tonight. Yeah, no, it was literally him. He and I just taking a couple hours to make the deck and then just test it out repeatedly. And then, yeah, the rest is kind of history. In the meantime, we've got, of course, the beloved Milo Pump with some added spice. Another 2 a.m. bender where I thought, what if we just made Milo Pump just have something that it doesn't, and that is another nuke button, right? And that's where the turtle came in. So I don't know if you want to fill them in on what the poor little turtle that could does. Yeah. And for
my
anyone
mic's turned off. Ha, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
So for anyone that didn't hear that, go ahead, Chucky, and fill them in on what the little turtle does.
Yeah, sorry. So yeah, Tortuga is a stage 1 that has an attack, Ancient Seaweed for 1 energy. It will do 30 damage for each item in the opponent's discard pile. And for old Pokeheads that know, this similar attack was the attack of the eponymous Trashalanche deck that existed in Sun and Moon era. It literally warped the format of a standard format. So the card is known in history to be very powerful. That said, you don't need very much for the card to knock out most things. And I have in my own experience testing the deck, this is actually what I took to full grip 2 days ago, and really felt good about it. And I've hit as hard as 240, 300. We play a lot of items in GLC. It's very easy to get 10, 12, 14 items. And I think that what I like about it, it complements whale in a situation where you need to reset whale if it gets knocked out, to simply have a nuke button and say, well, this will KO anything you have. I'm going to make another whale that you can't deal with. Which one do you want to lose to? And that's kind of the basis of why it's in the deck. And I think for the most part it works. I've enjoyed it. But enough on the choices of deck text and everything. We can catch up on the play by play. You want to fill us in on what's happening so far?
Darn it. I keep doing it, Chucky. So,
Uh,
what we are seeing is I try to turn myself off when I'm making these changes on the stream, but
You're
we
fine.
we have Evan getting a full board developed there off of his Basculin. We saw Avery played last turn for Evan to be able to fill his hand. We've got the gang all there. No water energy dropped down, but not that big of a deal. We had Snom on board. We can kind of splash things into play. And then we see that Venom here is going to put immediate pressure onto Evan's side of the board with the Fan Rotom. Fan Rotom with its Assault Landing attack and Lost City in play as well. Going to be sending Pokemon to the Lost Zone immediately. I don't think we've seen a supporter played this turn yet. We are going to see Nestash into Industrious Incisors as Venom fills up to 5. And Assault Landing going to get us on the board with the first knockout from Venom.
This is tough for me. I feel like I'm watching my two children fight it out.
Yeah, and Colorless is inherently strong with the Fan Rotom plays that it can have. Like, it just puts on immediate pressure. Some might call it a little bit of a gatekeepy card because it is attacking as early as turn 1. But I know that from your and I's experience, we're about to have some more of that stuff running around in the format, so you better get used to it, really. The speed at which GLC decks are moving these days is a little bit of a different level than what we've been seeing in the past, Chucky.
For sure. The power creep from Standard is starting to tread into GLC. We've already seen it with Drago Box. We see it with Colorless. We're about to see it with at least one other color, if not another, or type, rather.
Yeah.
It's definitely there. I think the days of strictly just being able to kind of dirtle and set up are going to go away. You have to have a very good game plan in mind, otherwise you're going to get run over.
Yep.
And like even here, like Evan's deck doesn't necessarily play a lot of options to very quickly just bump stadiums. They exist, but we're not running with 4+ stadiums or several ways to remove them. So this Lost City could stick, and there's definitely a threat of getting rid of that Whelmer before it evolves. Even if it does, like if the Kecleon is just this question that has to be answered, because if he brings up the Whale Orb too soon, the Kecleon, this deck plays damage modifiers, right? So Electropower, for instance, is a one-shot on Whale Orb. So
that's crazy.
Yeah, and it's the deck was built with that in mind. This deck was built to beat this deck, the water deck, at least attempt to. So
we see Drizzile being pulled off of the Octillery draw from a dive ball. And I think that's why Evan did go ahead and not stretch her out that Manaphy again. Because, at worst, he doesn't want his Sobble going into the Lost Zone. So he's probably going to feed him that Pokemon. Drizzile going to fetch out Teammates. Teammates going to get Professor's Letter and Whale Lord. So we're going to get to splash some energy into play. Now, if Evan drew into Reversal Energy off of the draw, then we're about to see turn 2 whale going bananas, Chucky. Because it's going to have some extra energy on as well with the Frostmoth on board now, too.
Yeah. I do wonder if he has, like, he has to have a pivot though, right? Does he have
No, he's
anything
got an
on?
energy. He's got an energy on the Drizzle.
Okay,
Oh,
so
so
he already has just.
manually. Oh, yeah, we were just
Oh my
manually powering
goodness.
this thing up. Oh, yeah, here we go. Turn 2 whale. Yes, please. Check.
Okay. Yeah. So there you go. That is how that happens. Now.
Yep.
So from here, the Kecleon's not set up yet. So there's potentially a situation where we just have to wait and try to potentially feed the Kecleon in order to have answer to the whale. Otherwise,
And now
and
we
as you
see
can see there,
Venom. We see Venom bumping the Lost City now.
yeah, absolutely, because it's not ready to answer whale,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Yeah. He said, "Get that thing out of here. I'm sorry, Evan, that I engaged in this way. Please stop."
Yeah. Of course, he's still in a good position. He's still in a. I mean, he has his draw engine there to reset the hand and get to 5 new cards if needed. Cramorant's going to come online most likely next turn. There's even a world here where if depending on what he can get set up, like he could take some chip damage and then let the Cramorant clean up next turn. It all just depends on hand and what's prized, right? But there is a world here where like he could even like Goose Hala to put double colorless or double turbo energy and Hop's Choice Band into play, which allows the Snorlax to attack.
I think that's like the only legitimate route that he has to attack, right, Chucky? I mean, unless I'm missing something, all these Pokemon take multiple energy.
Yeah, and you can see here he's taking the line of playing Mallow to set up the 2 cards he wants, which is great because between Nestash and Incisors, he's going to be able to draw the exact 2 cards he wants, which is very strong in the deck. And of course, Mallow as opposed to Cypher Maniac is they're the same card, so you could actually play both, but space is kind of difficult to play. I think the one issue this deck has is that there aren't enough great 2 energy attackers in colorless.
There's not anymore. Well, I mean, at all.
Yeah. Kangaskhan just doesn't hit it for enough, to be honest. That's the issue, and all the other ones are relying on 3 energy to do whatever they're going to do.
Yeah.
It's actually why like the Bunnelby play, even though like pressure with Fan Rotom's one thing, the Bunnelby line is just so powerful. Because you just get so far ahead on flooding the board with energy.
So now we will see there is the Incisors, or I'm sorry, the Nestash to be able to draw that top card, and then we get the full benefit of Instruct. Instruct's going to draw, of course, that second card that was stacked, and like me and Chucky kind of mentioned, it's probably eyeing up the attack with the Hop Slacks this turn. And then Incisors going to fill with a draw of 3 for Venom. So like Chucky said, the engine is online. It's now just going to be up to Evan to, kind of keep his board in play here, keep everything in a good way. I would love to personally see, some kind of Mallow and Lawn or Rough Seas play this turn, but we don't have a pivot down yet, so that wouldn't be, exactly ideal in the moment. Also, just even a Mallow and Lana and swing with Inteleon this turn seems really good because, this Hop Slacks is going to put a lot of damage onto itself. So, if you're Evan, if you can heal this off and possibly pivot, then I think that would be an ideal situation. We haven't seen Phoebus or Phoebus or the Fossil hit the board yet either, Chucky, so we know those options are looming as well.
Yeah, and if anyone is wondering, like the Fossil, I mean, unless you just had to put it in board, you really don't want to play it in this deck until mid to late game. You never want to put yourself in a position that the Fossil's gone because your only way to get it back is Milotic, and that's honestly just because we're playing Milo Pump. Like any other way, you basically would never get it back. So, the real way to play with the deck is play Milo Pump until mid game when some things have already been cleared and you've traded prizes, and then that's when you set it up. Especially whenever Wailord's already in the active, right? Because if they're gusting to get rid of your Fossil, Wailord just comes back up and responds.
Here we go. We're going to see Wishy Washy come out off of The Artisan makes me wonder if Evan is planning on attacking with it this turn. Not really sure. But it is found off of the Artisan.
Yeah, and maybe he's more of afraid of what could potentially happen. But honestly, like I don't know what. I mean, Cramorant is like really the only thing he's going to have that he
Right.
can viably pull off. So I guess it really depends on if Evan's afraid of it.
Yeah, I don't know what basic energies are down yet, Chuck, for Venom to activate like Raihan plays or anything like that. But
Yeah, I mean the biggest issue he has right now is that Kecleon's sitting with no energy. It's just
mm-hmm.
naked and afraid. Like it needs one energy first, and we just don't have it. So.
Right. And we need an energy to chroma shift.
Yeah, he did make the comment that something important was prized. I'm just hearing kind of in the banter that's there. I don't know what that is, but it could be, it could be that their Turbo Energize is prized. It could be that the Cram is prized, which would be quite unfortunate for him.
Oh, if that Cram's prize, this is we're in a bad way.
Yeah, I wouldn't say the game is over, but it doesn't feel great, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because there is still like the ace in the hole with I'm trying to remember if he's playing Baton. Yeah, but like wishful
Right.
baton into crisis punch is a very real thing that can happen.
This is interesting, Chucky. We are seeing an escape rope played from Evan's side. So Evan's going to essentially make that Snorlax knock itself out. And I do like doing this in some scenarios. I'm just not really sure what the attacker is from here. Because we do have an energy. Yeah, it's just going to be retreat, pay retreat into the whale. But I don't love that. Obviously, we didn't find Inteleon to be able to attack with Inteleon. We found another water energy to be able to re-put it down on Drizzile. But
Yeah,
Evan's tapping, so I'm not really sure. So Devo Spray. Gonna Devo Spray and pick up the Drizzile. So hand is showing that it may not be the strongest either, Chucky.
yeah. The other thing that's really important here is Evan's deck plays 6 water energy. All 6 are accounted for based on the in play and in the discard. So all he has left are Splash, Reversal. So he's definitely in somewhat of a tight spot. We've already seen Super Rod played, so we only have so many live plays to get that energy back.
Right.
Especially without the melodic being an option at the moment. So that's another scary thing here.
Yeah, and we're ahead too, so gonna need Superior, gonna need Nessa, gonna need something to be able to get these energies back into play. Now, luckily, we have Drizzile in hand, so this is not the end of the world. Crispin. This is fine. I mean, Crispin's going to get that lightning energy attached. We do have Cramorant on board as well. But you see the promotion of the Hopslax, like it immediately is just signaling that he's going to go ahead and attack with it again, right? Am I missing something?
Yeah, I do wonder if just putting Bib is in play is not the correct thing here.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, because then the Snorlax is still freed up. Because like here's the problem you run into: if that Hopflax gets KO'd and then Evan takes a KO in the next
one
turn,
Cramorant turn. Yep.
The Cram, not even that, the Cram's gone because he's going to go to 3 and then 2 on his.
Oh
turn.
yeah, you're right. You're right. Totally right, Chucky.
I wonder if he's missing that. I really think that might have been a misplay. I think getting the Cram in there and getting as many attacks as you possibly can is huge here. Okay. He mentioned he's looking for something. I just don't know what it would be. So
Lee, just getting word from our Blazer companion that Lee did take the win in this round, playing against a Curse Kiss matchup. So I know that he enjoyed playing against a deck that he is very familiar with, even though believes that to be a pretty tough matchup. We do see Venom go ahead and even up that prize trade here at 4 apiece, and then knock himself out, moving Evan down to 3. Right? Not missing anything. Evan needs to take a prize card. Someone needs to let Evan know. If that Snorlax was knocked out. Yep, there you go. Prize, promote, for anyone wondering.
Okay.
How did
Yeah, and
Jared ask me that?
looking back, I still don't know. I do wonder if he's realizing now, like, if maybe he's banking on there not being a way to take a KO here, but now with the Squobit there, it's even easier. I'm just not quite sure.
Yeah, I think that this is so incorrect because, like I said, you have Drizzile, and Drizzile, I mean, versus Seeker, I'm not sure what he's like eyeing up, but all you need really is to get your Nessa or to get your Superior. You have a target there that can be a very good attacker on this turn. So I'm not sure exactly what he's looking for. Maybe teammates. Maybe this is a versus Seeker teammates angle, Chucky.
Yeah, I could see that. And then you're grabbing like Pivot plus Superior, or maybe Evo Search. You're kind of
Maybe
setting
just
up.
get Inteleon too at that point.
Is exactly what I was going to say. Like setting up the have Inteleon in hand and just saying,
Nessa
okay,
was in the discard pile. Okay, that was a big miss. Okay, so that makes sense then.
Okay.
Now that makes sense for the versus Seeker. And we're just gonna get 4 waters. It looks like, Chucky. We know that 3 of those can fit nicely on the Wishy Washy to be able to attack this turn. I imagine that's what we'll see. Yep.
Mhm.
He keeps having to pay this retreat off of this. Oh, are we about to see Inteleon? We'll try to draw into it. Yeah. Yeah, we keep having to pay this stinking retreat. But it's okay. I mean, essentially that you just want the pivot. So we've had the pivot every turn.
Right. Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, and this is good enough. Yeah, but now I think this is where realizing even that commitment of that energy to the cram now is just like dead, right?
Yeah, it's dead.
Cram can't attack.
Yep.
So
yeah, Venom just missed that, I think, Chucky, to be honest. Like it
The question though is, did he miss it, and now he's still realizing it and trying to figure out his option, or is he still not aware of it? Because he may still try to put this Kramer out into the active to hit or something, and that could be bad, right?
Oh my gosh. Don't even.
Yeah,
Don't say
like
that.
if he goes for like, I don't think we're like he's playing post wick, so like yeah, it would be one shotting anyway. So yeah, probably unlikely. Yeah, I'm curious because the way he was talking, he had a plan. So I'm curious what he was going for, and maybe like he promotes the other and then realizes that he can get the cram after, and just doesn't have like the foresight before promoting that's what his plan is.
Right. Yeah, it's wild. That's wild. So wild to me.
He's got the pretty Cyclozar. I approve.
And then Iono to be able to reset Evan and his hands. Venom's going to see 4 off of this Iono to Evan's 2 for the prize cards remaining.
And I think I'm gonna guess that Buttlebee's maybe in the big Snorlax. Okay. But at this point, it's like too little, too late, right? Like the Snorlax, you still got to put 3 energy on it.
Yeah. And we did just put double turbo back into the deck, so that's a thing. Special charge was played this turn, so double turbo is back in. And we see Adventure Bag going to search out a couple of tools. We do see the baton coming out, and just the baton off of the bag. We see Wishful Baton making an appearance in another type of deck. Very strong tool card that lets you pass back basic energy cards when your Pokemon is knocked out in the active. So we're looking for, obviously, the double turbo here. If we hit it, we can take a knockout. If we don't, I don't know what we're doing, Chucky.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Yep, we're just going to poke. Right?
Yeah, that's what it's looking like.
Cyclozar is going to be able to swing in.
Yeah, that's quite unfortunate.
And then we're going to get a roll for...
Oh, no.
and just a heads. So Evan going to take a knockout again with this wishy-washy. Really just needs to set up one more attacker. That Inteleon on the bench I would love to see. And here we go. Inteleon, Shady Dealings ability, going to be able to fetch out 2 trainer cards from that deck. Probably just or looking at...
I mean, what do you think? For science, I think he can set up the turtle here, right? Because then the turtle's a checkmate. Although he has the checkmate either way, kind of with the Inteleon anyway.
No, Chucky. I don't think you go for the turtle here.
Give the people want it. We want to see turtle KOs. I agree. It's not the correct play.
Granted, if you're not going for you get 2 trainer cards here. So the fossil wouldn't be the worst thing in the world to grab, I don't think, because it does offer another pivot if you were to not use the turtle. We talked about that, but yeah, Evan here just cruising, mulling this decision over, taking a minute, but
give a quick update. That we already talked about Lee. It looks like all the other matches are still going strong here, so curious how that's going to finish up.
Yeah, Hex feels good here. Hex just to shut off the abilities from the other side. Prevent him from getting any draw. He knows that there's 4 cards in hand there, so no Nest Dash, no Industrious Incisors.
Yeah, and this is Hex really closing the door, so to speak, right?
Hisuian Heavy Ball is going to search out basic Pokemon. We're going to get... Oh, okay, so that's where that guy's been hanging out. Slacker. Yeah, so this is kind of like foolproofing himself, right? Making it to where... I'd be willing to bet that the Melodic's probably in hand or around. We're going to see Octillery draw up 3 here. And Brooklet to bump Artisan. No more free Pokemon from Venom's side. Lux Cape and a Hex.
Oh, my.
Here we go.
So, yeah. And what's really funny here is that let's say Cram takes the other KO and then we're on 3 prizes. There's a world here where the Buttlebee could take 3 prizes potentially, or could have, but we're not going to see that set up, unfortunately. Let's see him make the decisions on the Avery. It's another one of these power cards.
All right, so we do see Evan advancing up into his Snorlax with the energy attached. And I think we do still have to roll. This does need to be answered, because like I'm wondering the same thing too.
No. Yeah, so to clarify, you still roll. So the trigger is if you play your own Hex at the end, you will do it. So yeah, you still roll.
Yeah.
Yep, so we fixed it. They were talking about the same thing. And yeah, so for those to clarify, if you play Hex, Hex goes away at the start of the end of your opponent's turn, and at the same time, other effects that would happen then layer and occur. So the abilities that happen at the end of the opponent's turn would still occur, hence why you would still roll for Scatter.
Right. Yeah, that's what I thought. All right, and we got Arven being played here. So this is just game. As long as there's an Evolution Surgeon deck, Arven can go get Melodic. Melodic can get Escape Rope.
And that's what we're seeing. And this is the power of melodic, just getting anything back that you need.
There it is. Yep.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's the Golden Corral Pokemon decks. It's all the all you can eat buffet. You just get everything.
All right. So Evan takes that down, and with 12 minutes left on the clock, we are all finished with this game that we are watching. Let's take a look over at the pairings page. See if anything else has came up. So we just have both of the Blazers at 2-0 then, right?
Yeah.
So far.
There is another 1-0 match happening. Do we want to jump over to that to watch it?
Yeah. For 12 minutes, we'll at least put the camera on it. I may go use the restroom and then give you the chance to do the same afterwards if you would like, Chucky. So what table is that?
At table 3. That's where I'll be jumping to.
Okay, I'm headed there.
Okay, yeah, let's get that set up, and then I'll jump over and. Okay. So looks like we're still pretty deep in. And it looks like there's only one prize left over for Sligo here playing water. Did not realize he's playing water here. I'm actually curious what he's on. Not look at his list. Oh, we're playing quite an interesting deck. Okay, we're playing Alligator. Of course, we're using the Tortuga from the Black Flare or Black Bolt. See, I always mix them up too. It's Black Bolt. We're playing the Palafin. I think that's the Palafin that hits for 130. Very strong card. Yeah, it's actually looking pretty similar to Safety Sam's list, right? It's pretty similar. There are a couple differences, but.
Yeah, so one prize left for our player on the right. Get Evan and Venom's names off there. Yeah, there we go. It's kind of funny. I literally have the right colors for this one, too, on the layout, oddly enough, right now.
That works out.
I mean, we just watched a watercolorless match, so.
We did. It's what we're seeing. This one.
All right, so we do just see one prize card left, but the board's not really much developed, Chucky.
That is true. There is a little bit of concern on counts in here because there is a way for the comeback. The only thing that's kind of scary is it looks like there's already some damage on that Hop Snorlax, so it's effectively not an attacker, right? And then you have the Dodrio, which can come up and take a hit, but then it's so vulnerable, almost anything can knock it out. So definitely an interesting situation to be in.
All right, Chucky. Well, I'm going to step away for just a moment, and while I do, if you don't mind carrying us, then I'll be back in just a bit, okay?
Yeah.
All right.
All right, so we do see that Hop Snorlax coming into the active here. I guess the biggest thing here is you have the Fighting Fury belt, which allows it to take a little more of a hit. Looks like we're changing our mind here. Last minute pivot. Okay. Fireball, make sure to put damage back on the Snorlax, please. Thank you. No worries. Nope, you're fine. You're fine. Yeah, so it looks like we're seeing a zooming draw here. A very powerful card. I think Vidria is very underrated. Colorless attacker. Spiritomb's a great card, and drawing cards is even better. So things are not looking great here for Count. If he can't set anything up, a Totodile just sitting there as the lone Pokemon. But looks like he might be able to get himself a breath of life here if he has a ball. Looks like we've got at least one ball search, but do we have the Pokemon to find? I don't see very many options. So we got a lot of trainer cards. Okay, so but yeah, so yeah, it's looking like unfortunately he doesn't have Oh no. Oh no. That is unfortunate. Okay, so we're gonna see colorless take it here, which is kind of crazy. Um, but yeah, just unfortunately running out of basic Pokemon there. Okay, so let's see. We're gonna just take a review back to where we were at. So yeah, looking at our standings. So we're gonna now have. Looks like we're gonna have. Oh, most of our matches are finishing here. We've got a couple still looking to close up.
All right, gamers. I'm
Yeah,
back. I'm back.
yeah, to
Who
catch
took
you
it
up
down?
there.
Yeah.
So colorless won it. It looks like Count was actually out for. He was just out of Pokemon,
Yeah.
and he had a ball guy to search. All the Pokemon were in the discard pile. Nothing left to finish the game. Sometimes you just run out of gas, no research or no recovery, and that's exactly what happened. And
I was
the
worried about
Degrio
that.
finished it.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, things aren't always what they seem whenever you first come on, right? It's kind of like Dragobox. Sometimes Dragobox can have a 4 prize lead, but then you only had 2 attackers.
Run
You're
out of
able to
guys.
clean
Yeah.
them up. Yeah,
Yeah.
it happens.
Yo, Safety Sam, finally able to catch a stream. You just mentioned his name. You called him up, Chucky.
Oh yeah, there it is. Yeah,
Yep. Yep.
I got to get you back on here so we can. I want to see how high you can stack those deck boxes for the camera, bro. Also, I want to see you get in here and wreck it because I know you can.
And Cliche also over on YouTube saying, I bet normal top is a fun top. 2 GLC colorless is a very powerful top, and it is a very fun top to play. We have a lot of really powerful lists over in our Discord, so come check it out. Link in the description below. The Discord is linked, so you can come see what we're brewing with colorless. I know we have a lot of different lists out there right now that are very fun to pilot. There's a lot of draw with colorless, so you see a lot of cards. It's a very fun type for sure.
Yeah. So we're seeing we have 3 undefeateds left. We have 2 Blazers, and then we have Fireball with colorless there. So we have Dragobox, we have Turtle Pump, as I've decided to call it, because I'm not giving up on my turtle. And we have Fireball's colorless deck remaining there. So depending on how these matchups go in the next round, we could have a Blazer final. We could end up with a draw and nobody finishes undefeated. Let's not curse that into existence, though.
Right.
We don't need that. Or we could see Fireball coming in clutch here with the colorless deck and finally earning a badge. So, not to mention, like, depending on how we have two matches still going on where someone drew, there's still potential for 301 to take this home, depending on how the finish goes, right?
Yeah, and so Ghouls looks like he did lock Gavin out there at the end. I popped over into that table, and we saw that Ghouls and he were scooping it up there. So Ghouls does pick up the win over Gavin down at table number 7, bringing him to 1-1. So definitely still a lot of players in the hunt tonight in this 4-round event. Got about 4 minutes left in this one to decide. Looks like we only have one table outstanding. Danger Noodle and Mickey at table 4.
What's that, Matt? Is it Psychic Spread versus what's Danger Noodle on? I think I've actually looked. Grass.
Mickey's on like Tool Lock, so we've got Garbodor in the house from Mickey's side. And I was mentioning that one a little bit earlier on in the night.
Oh yeah, don't let the Garbodor fool you. It's a spread deck. It is. He's got the Meloetta where you can flip coins to spread. You got the Uxie. He's got the Sableye, a Curse Drop. Yeah, he's playing spread. I do like the idea though between Frillish and Garbodor to like item and ability lock. That's really strong. It's probably very annoying to play against too.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, I've been talking to one of the others in the community lately about the power of Frillish with both Cephalon and other damage counter based attacks. Just that chip damage while setting up, being very powerful to then come in and clean up with something like a Blacephalon later, or even just like Monkey Dory. We can see that just be very powerful. But Frillish being a new card that enters, having the item lock is just very powerful.
Looks like Danger Noodle's on a Rillasaur list. I don't know if you'd mentioned that as well, but you see that being another cool archetype that is going to get a boost from the new Mega Evolution set. The Lively Stadium or Vivacious Stadium or whatever the thing's called. Yeah. Forest of Giant Plants successor, as we all know and are going to love it.
Yeah, Baby Forest.
Baby Forest, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to jump over. Oh, never mind. I don't need to. Well, nope. I take that back. I'm going to jump over to table 4 just to let them know, since they're the last one's going.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
For sure. While Chucky does that, we've got the pairings pulled back up here. And we keep mentioning them tonight, but we've had a couple of games wrap up a little bit quicker than Absolute used to. And if you are watching out there at home and you want to get involved with what we are doing over here with these Turboblaze Trials tournaments, then again, I'm going to point you to the Discord. We run these things off of Limitless, play.limitless.com. So get involved. We are doing these every Saturday night for the foreseeable future. I know that I'll go ahead and announce this now. We are all going to be in attendance for the Full Grip Games Mega Evolutions 3K. So 2 weeks from today, the 27th, we will not be having a stream or tournament. As we will all kind of be in Akron, Ohio, in that area, getting ourselves prepped for the tournament on the 28th. So 2 weeks from today, you can clear your calendars for, date night with the wifey or whatever you would like to do, for real. Because the Blazers will be blazing in Ohio together, hanging out, and putting some testing games together, I'm sure, at that point.
I'll definitely be playing cards and not anything else the night before the event.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%.
So we did get asked a question in the community server, and I don't know the answer to this. I know for sure once we come back from Full Grip, Mega Evolutions will be playable in our ongoing tournaments. That said, what do we think about next week? I guess it's not so much if we want to, but is it even a possibility? So those that are wondering, I think we can kind of look. The only concern I have is that Limitless does like to keep everything within the format it's in. So I don't know if there's a way for us to viably submit deck lists, which is the problem we may have. But we're going to talk about options and see. It would be kind of fun to see what people put out there as early lists. We could even try to hold an off Limitless tournament, but that does kind of mess with the badge hunt. So I think it's probably best to just wait if we can't logistically do it. What do you think about that, Logan?
Yeah. I mean, I've mentioned it, and I think that personally there's a lot of hide and seek around these big events. So definitely you're going to have players that, some of which will not be attending, and they will probably be willing to show off. But then some, I'm not sure what we're going to see. So I would probably just defer to letting it rock one more week in this format. I know that it's a little tough, but this is the same issue that standard players go through, where not everyone's going to have access to these cards just yet. I know that it's webcam, and it makes it a little bit easier for us to kind of manipulate through that, but at the same time, not everybody has access to a printer even, and so that it's tough. Like I said,
we got round 3 up, and it looks like we've got Colorless taking on Dragon. I think we go to that game. I think that'll be a good one to see.
Yeah.
We do have a potential here for a Blazers final, which would be cool. So rooting for both Evan and Lee here to see if we can we can finally deny a badge. I feel like we've been on a cursed streak here, not being able to do so. So yeah, we'll get everything ready here. Jump over to table 1.
Yeah, and I do see some comments in the chat. You know, just like as someone who lives rurally, won't have access to Mega Evolution set until likely its full release, so the vote would be to wait. But like we said, it's something that we can decide later on this week. I don't think that it's like I don't think it's a make or break right now to call it.
Yeah, I agree. I think the plan going from there will likely just to be to have it. Just again, no matter what, at the earliest, it would be after the actual release of the product, just to be fair to all of those who could get it. And also, we don't have to worry about people finding out about my awesome fairy spread list.
Yeah,
playing,
don't stop.
You don't want me to spill the sauce? You play the new Lieutenant Surge card? They can't even? So
Lee, come down a little bit with your camera. Beautiful.
Loving the Scizor, just chilling. Another one of our table buddies. Gotta find my table buddy. Where's he at here?
Yeah, dude, the table buddies have been coming in clutch tonight. We've seen them from a couple of players, and definitely something that I'm really stoked to see. You know, these are my creations. These are something that are really fun to throw in your bag if you're going to locals or on webcam. You know, like we love plushies, right? I'm a plush king, dude. Like I've got an entire bookcase of plushies right behind this camera that you can't see, but they're just not the most convenient all the time, right? Especially in a webcam atmosphere. I think that the table buddies are just perfect to like plop those things down. Dude, you can show off your style, you can show off your little mascot, and it gets seen. It's visible, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I do have another thing we could do. You've probably seen this before, like regionals, different things. People like sew the magnets in.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, it's big. I actually use those at work, but with the Disney characters, they have a lot of the same ones that do that. But I would love to get a Pokemon that does the same thing. All right, so we see here, we see Colorless winning the dice roll here, so they're going to be going second. And I think that's not too bad. I know, talking to Lee, like, he doesn't mind when Dragon has to go first because there are very few things that are going to be threatening a KO very early like that. So it allows him to build more energy on that Volt. But at the same time, Colorless getting the chance to set up and do the thing it wants to do is really strong. Looks like we see a Hop Snorlax start, which is not the best to get pivot, but maybe like a blessing in disguise to give some cushion for a turn or two while we set up. Like, let's be honest, Fan Rotom is not taking any early KOs here.
What's our player's name on the left, Chucky? Sorry.
Like Fireball.
Got it.
With 1 L.
Yep. Yeah. Gonna put them on the stream here so that we got everyone represented.
Yeah,
I love doing that, dude. Like, it's a big part of this. Is like, yo, come and be seen. You want to make a name for yourself? I'll tell you one thing that I think is the coolest thing about Full Grip and the way that they do their league nights, right? And I think that there are a lot of people who can attest to this from the Full Grip community. You got Ben Morris, right? Ben Morris was not as well known until obviously his stream with Andrew, and then now that they are streaming league nights, anytime that Ben Morris is around or on stream, he is a immediate ask, right? People want to know what Ben Morris is doing, what Ben Morris is playing. Same with Alex Carpenter. They have become characters in that realm, in that space, right? So you want to become a character? Come get in these tournaments. I promise there's room to be put on stream to make a name for yourself and, to show off your acumen in Gym Leader Challenge.
Yeah. And if you're newer or you're nervous because you don't play on camera, like this is the perfect way to break that because, I would love for us to be competing with Pokemon when they're putting up worlds and, they have so much pressure and thousands of eyes at the same time. But like the reality is like we're not showing that many. We have eyes on you, but this is a good way to get used to that because if you're on that big stage, if you're ever looking to try to go to a regionals, if you go undefeated and get on camera, it is nerve-wracking.
Right.
Playing on camera is difficult. So this is a great way to break that and just become comfortable with yourself. At the end of the day, we're all just trying to come out here and sling some cardboard and have a good time. And nobody here is trying to sweat it or make anyone feel bad. So again, this is where you get that comfort level.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I've cut my teeth on webcam, Chucky. I know that you're a IRL person. You got IRL events that you played, and you're a Lorcana player too. But for me, this is home. Home is literally my home. I don't have any local leagues. I don't have anything that is around me where Gym Leader Challenge is presented in a way where I could get involved. So for me, it is this. This is where it's been forever. And the big reason why I love, these webcam style tournaments and Gym Leader Challenge in general because it allows me to play the game. Oh boy.
Absolutely.
We're not seeing much come down here. It looks like just yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Lee gets his ideal start, right? We don't see Goose Hall or anything like that, but no worry. We got Volkner for Adventure Bag for Turbo Energize, and we're off to the races. We got literally 4 energy in play on that first turn of the game. It looks like Max Elixir probably was in that equation too that I missed. So Lee is just like firing on all cylinders. The only thing that we're missing is a way to move this Drudigan right now. We see a 3rd energy committed and the Drampa be benched.
My goodness, he has a Faba. What a monster.
Oh my gosh. Faba going to get rid of... Oh yeah, this is game.
The game. That's the game.
That's the game.
Yeah, Faba ends it right there. My goodness. I saw the Faba and I thought, oh no. Oh goodness.
Crazy, man.
And this comes back to that whole thing of the format getting faster. Like Dragobox is just the tip of the iceberg with that. This deck is so fast and impressive.
It's here now. Right now.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, we're going to table 2, Chucky. No need to waste our breath on this one.
Yep.
All right.
It do be like that.
That's okay. So we'll get to see both of these matchups to see these players getting into the tops. As now we will jump over and I will get Evan and David queued up here.
Yeah, so unfortunately, I was hearing from Evan. He had to mulligan 6 times, and this was the mulligan we settled on, and that is not the ideal start. I think we're looking at potentially the turn 1. I don't think Evans had a chance to go, so Evans going second is my hope. I don't know, actually. That it could be bad. Okay, that is what's happened here.
And we do see this in Gym Leader Challenge from time to time. Like I said, no one is immune to these bad hands. So it can happen to anyone at any given time. That's Pokemon, though, in a nutshell. Like Andrew often says, if you want something with less variability, go play chess.
Yeah. I mean, seriously, it's chess and poker thrown together. That's just TCGs in a general nutshell, and you got to love them for that reason. But you show me someone that has higher than an 80% lifetime record. That's probably being generous, honestly. Like, there's a liar or a cheater. Like, you just don't have that. Like, you're going to lose, and that's okay. Because there are things that you can't control. So we're learning how to respond to that and learn from it, right? Like 2 nights ago, I learned that putting Lux Cape on Turtle is fine unless your opponent's playing Mimikyu. And if they're playing purple, they're probably playing Mimikyu. That said, we won't get into that. There were a lot of other things I did wrong there, but that was one of them. I just wanted to make Turtle work, man. Turtle's so fun.
He had you count your own items in the discard pile, didn't he, Chucky?
He sure did. Ben goes, how many items do you have in your discard pile? And I have no idea why he's asking. And then it was like that moment of realization. Oh, and I knew immediately, and I counted, and I had exactly 7, which yeah, and I could have even prevented it had I thought about it beforehand. It's
That's
pretty funny.
that's that meme, right? Where oh no, that's just where he knew he fucked
Yeah, yeah.
up.
No, that's exactly what happened. Yeah, we had a laugh about it though. It was like, okay, you got me.
Oh man.
It looks like Evan is getting. I mean, ball guy into getting set up here. It seems pretty strong. Okay, and I would assume we have at least a way to get the Manaphy out of the active, so we're gonna have a chance to get that. Okay, looks like Wilmer was prized, but we're not there anymore. We freed the whale.
Yeah, and we can see this turnaround pretty quickly. We do see the Hitmons on the side of David, so starting that Manaphy is actually not the worst thing in the world, right? As well as the Ting Lu. That's going to be a Pokemon that you wanted to get involved anyway. So, starting it is not the worst, in my opinion. Maybe we have an energy to retreat. Well, heck, Quick Ball. Why do we even need the Basculin? And Nest Ball. Why do we even need the Basculin?
That's a great question. It is something that I've caught myself doing sometimes. Like if you realize you have enough of the search, you don't necessarily need to put the Basculin in harm's way.
Yeah.
I mean, there are situations where you do want. We've talked before about the Basculin sets up, but it's also somewhat bait because it helps engage the teammates play. But and maybe that's still the plan here. And now immediately Evan's saying I should have grabbed something from Brooklet that other than the Basculin, because now you could also have your Feebas set up, right?
That's what I imagined.
Again, maybe okay, may not get punished for it, but there is some risk there. Also, more importantly, we're seeing he did not have the ability to get the Manaphy out of the active, and Manaphy is actually somewhat important in this matchup. The if again, there's many elements to this deck. It's hitting from a lot of angles. You've got the Hitmon combo, you have Tinglu, Tyranitar. There's a lot going on in this list. It's a spicy meatball.
I see that. And David from his side getting Arvin. Arvin going to allow him to search out an item card and a tool card. It looks like the tool card item was that U-turn board, and the item was the battle compressor. So looking to compress some cards out of his deck. Battle compressor, a super strong item printed back in the XY era. Allows you to search your deck for any 3 cards and send them straight to the discard pile, as we see Hisuian Heavy Ball. Another card from David's side, and Pokemon. Looks like the Team Rocket's Tyranitar, maybe, being pitched off that. And then we see Sandygast benched, and a removal of the Brooklet with a Viridian. Viridian going to pitch a card from David's hand. Allow him to search out a basic energy card from the deck. So we can see this Ting Lu start to try to get in there this turn, but without the Silent Lab or Hex Maniac, Ting Lu is going to be doing way less to this board. And we do see the Okidogi just going to go ahead and get manually powered up along with the Focus Sash. So Okidogi going to be the first attacker, it looks like, from David's side. Is just going to try to go aggro with a big Mon and try to hit hard and win this way.
Yeah. And something I noticed kind of interesting from this, I don't see the Hitmon top in the deck. He's playing 2 of the 3 Hitmon Bros, but we're not playing the full combo. It's more playing into the hit and run, and then you can come up and then take a snipe with the lead. I think that's maybe the idea. But you're more so wanting the Chan because you can send yourself into the T-Tar. I find that kind of interesting.
Now, Evan's going to need 5 energies, Chucky, to one-shot this Dogie, plus Field Blower at the moment. So this is going to get interesting pretty quickly for Evan's side. We do see an Arazu come down. So Arazu is a very ideal supporter for this turn. Will allow him to get his evolution Pokemon into play. We can get that Frostmoth out. We can get Drizzile and start powering up that whale. And we can get Octillery. Granted, if all of those are available to us, and it looks like they are exactly.
Yeah, unfortunately, and this is actually where grabbing the Basculin over the Feebas is going to typically punish. Yeah, because you might actually have the play here if you don't.
Yep.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
It would have been tough. Like I said, we're gonna need a lot. You're gonna need a lot of you're asking for a lot of cards to combo off of one another. But having access to the Drizzile just gives you one of those cards, and then you just go from there. But I see we are gonna opt for the power up strategy here, and I don't think this is a bad idea. Like I said, you're gonna have to have 5 on this whale lord to be able to one hit the dog anyway. So 2 going down to the whale potentially. As Evan is weighing out his decisions here.
Yeah, could be considering too, is it worth attaching to the whale if you can't attack yet?
And Lee in chat saying, come on, Evan, hold up your end of the deal.
Yeah. No pressure, right? Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. Safety Sam saying this would seem like an ideal Basculegion swing if it existed. Don't believe it is in this list, though. So, no Basculegion coming to the rescue this turn.
Yes, I would agree. Basculegion will be pretty strong here. Value a turn. But like we were talking before, just this potentially just being the Feebas, being able to just melodic here would be great, but it's okay. Things happen for sure. Oh boy. Okay. All right. He might have it. If he draws the reversal, he has it. The top deck reversal. We're so close. We had a lot of pieces there. There's a lot of pieces. And I guess the good news is that Wailord's not getting return KO'd here. So
right.
That's okay. Unfortunate. So close.
Yeah. I don't even know if we found a swing at all. I don't think so. Just a pass back over to David's side, right?
Yeah. He went all in on the Octillery to Besselhand for 5, hoping to hit another energy because he would still have a manual attached left. He would at least be able to hit for 210. And I will say, like, in this matchup, when the dog is facing, like, 210 doesn't seem ideal when you're hitting the dog, but the dog is not going to one-shot the whale, and more importantly, that allows Inteleon to clean it up plus take another mon out. So very important, like, way to think about how you're mapping your damage. Like, even, like, if he knew he wasn't taking that, but he was kind of planning on the Inteleon, you could even leave the sash. You don't have to waste your field blower if you're looking at that play.
Right. Yeah, I agree. And we are going to see a Guzma here.
Oh, that's potentially very scary.
And Guzma's going to be an engine targeter for sure. We're going to see exactly what it is that David decides to take off the board. Now, from this board state, there are a lot of good options. It is picking the correct choice here that, and we'll see if it ends up paying off or biting him. He will select the Drizzle. I don't hate that call. Being able to remove the most consistent way to search out trainer cards from the deck. Now just going to make him have to draw into it. I wonder if there was a question asked of how many cards were in the hand, because that is always valuable information, knowing from not knocking out the Octillery standpoint, potentially the Frostmoth. And this is not good, Evan. This is not good, Chucky. We're going to see Evan push the Basculin again.
Yeah, but at the same time, we're still in a situation where reverse holo just blows this wide open, right?
Yep.
I'm not necessarily hating where Evan's at right now, but yeah, the window is closing though, right? Like that's definitely a concern.
And so we can now search out an Ottoman and tool card here. So this is actually perfect. As long as we have another energy search and 2 more energy in the deck unaccounted for, then this will be exactly what he needs to deal with this okie dokie.
And
yep,
there it is.
And there it is. Yep, so we are going to have that magic number of 5. There's going to be no damage on this Whale Lord. This whale is going to be able to start swinging from here, Chucky, and continue to put on the pressure, huh?
Oh, yeah. The whale's eating dog tonight, baby.
And then we now know also that it's going to be tough for the dog side, the fighting side, to respond to a whale as...
Yeah, I mean, honestly, what's his response here? I don't see it. Like, I feel like there's a question to be answered that, at least in my mind, I don't see David answering right away. Like, even your hidden ball trick doesn't do a lot for you in that sense. So, yeah, I'm not really sure. And it looks like we're all in on whale.
And a Lux Cape. Yep. Which, I mean, that may just be also to thin cards, too. Like, you're trying to draw with Octillery. Your Drizzle just got removed from the board, and you don't have a melodic engine up yet. So, like, you're not very heavily engined here.
Yeah, I don't hate this. And on top of the fact that now the Manaphy's also down, like, in play again. So we're not even, like, giving the option to spread out without specifically setting up a Silent Lab. Now, the one thing here that I could see potentially being an issue, there are four mons in play that can take spread damage. Not counting the whale, like that could be maybe an overextension, and we do have Silent Lab Lusamine in deck, so there are options here to where David can win around the whale. He doesn't even have to knock the whale out.
Right.
And that could be scary.
Yeah, and that's what Lee's mentioning in chat. Got to kind of knock out his support before Mallow and Lana hits. And maybe that's why Evan's playing very carefully around the Phoebus coming into play, because Phoebus is a big liability as long as that Ting Lu is around. Ting Lu, Silent Lab, Phoebus, that's just bad.
That's true. That could be the entire reason of avoiding it, because you just give a free knockout. Yeah, I would agree with that. I'm hearing some sighs of despair from David's side. I'm not sure why, but it looks like on the Karina we were looking for something, and it doesn't look like we have it. Maybe the Sandy Gas is prize, or Palisand rather is prize. That could be bad. Or Blood Moon. I know he mentioned that he was talking about a Blood Moon play, like talking out loud. And I really like that when players, I do that as well. I'll talk out loud on certain plays. Because it lets us, at least from our end, see what they're thinking about. Okay. So he does have the Ursaluna. So yeah, it looks like we saw quick ball off the Karina, and now we're playing teammates. I'm just curious what the the line of thinking here is.
Yeah, because we're going to need, for Blood Moon coming down into play, can accelerate those energies onto itself, but you're going to need some damage on this Whale Lord before that starts to swing for anything of value. I think you need 4 on the Whale Lord, if I'm correct. Yeah. Should you... No, you need 5. You need 5 on the whale. And it's Lux caped right now. So, right? Not missing
Wow.
that.
I think playing parallel there is. Is he playing parallel on his side or the? Yeah, he's playing parallel upright.
Yeah,
Is this a miss? Is this just a misplay? Like, is he just banking too much on playing around the whale or playing into the whale as opposed to playing around it? Because he's just letting him get rid of things he's not concerned about.
Yeah, but in doing so, he gets rid of the Manaphy.
Yeah, but it's what I guess on my side, I would get rid of the Basculin. I think I understand getting rid of the air balloon and all, but at the same time, at this point, you're just sitting on whale, right? Like you're just not worried about it. So I just don't know. I think I'd rather keep the Manaphy in play, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, 100%. You just gave him the ability to put free damage on the board.
Right. And now the parallel is gone. Like you can reestablish the Manaphy, but then Silent Lab's still a thing, right?
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I think he's still in a good position. He's just got to be careful about what he puts down. Like this might be a situation where you are just riding all on whale. Maybe that's the thought.
It's like you almost kind of have to force that from this board state now. Like, but Blood Moon is threatening now again because now one more spread from Ting Lu, and even if it doesn't spread, if it just comes back and swings or a hit and runs for 30 more, the Luna's going to be lethal on the way.
Yeah, he's gonna have to find a way to either heal or, not gonna lie, like taking this Ting Lu out, this kind of disrupts the game plan he might have. This might be worth the risk of trying to put the Feebas down, just in the sense of if he's able to stick Feebas, get Milotic, get Rough Seas back, then he just invalidates all of this, right?
Here we go. We're gonna see a Guzma play.
Doesn't matter. The Luna's gone.
Yeah, Guzma bring that thing up for sure. And maybe this is why we see him value leaving the Basculin on the board. I knew there was a pivot tool attached to it, so like that's not nothing here. Like you definitely wanted to be able to pivot if you had a Guzma play lined up. So
yeah, the only worry though is like now Ting Lu, if there's another stadium, Ting Lu can take another 30, and then the Palisand can take another 30 if he gets it, and then now 3 things are down.
Yep. We didn't reestablish bench barrier that turn, so now the Phoebus is liable for KO this turn. You also put a energy onto a Wishy-Washy that could potentially just be flipped back into the deck.
I agree. Yeah, this is gonna get crunchy. Yeah, this is gonna be crunchy.
And only about 15 minutes left on the clock. Both players have 4 prizes still to take.
Oh my.
We do see Devo committed. We see... Okay, so Maxies. So all the cards played down so that Maxies could be played. Maxies going to bring back Pokemon out of that discard pile, fighting Pokemon, and then draw David up to 5.
Okay. So this is scary here because so what's going to happen is Maxies brings in Archeops. Archeops is going to turn off the ability to use the evolutions.
Yep.
And then Ting Lu now has devolution, which is going to be very scary here.
Yeah, that Guzma play, that last turn, may actually prove to be a big problem.
Yeah, and I do wonder, like, he had another turn, right? Like, Ursaluna didn't have a way to take the he didn't have a way to play or take the KO, right? Like,
Yeah, it would have taken one more. It was going to take, it takes 5 damage counters on the whale to then essentially do anything with that.
right. So he would have had time, even without the cape,
And
like
it's
at
cape.
base
Yeah,
of
that's right.
30.
And it's cape.
Yeah, yeah. He has cape. So, like, it doesn't even matter, right? So, like, he he needed to have more damage anyway. So, like, he could have taken the time to get rid of the Tinglu. And then now we're not getting hurt as much by this Devo. But yeah, this is scary. And like the only way you get out of this now is to find Hex, right?
Hex, yeah.
Like Hex is your only way out of this.
And then you're going to turn off your abilities with the Hex, but it's worth it to just get your Pokemon back into play. That
right.
Devo is going to only happen once. I don't think there's a Lana's Fishing Rod in this list. Correct me if I'm wrong, but...
This is not good. We're going to lose Frostmoth and Basculin next turn, potentially.
Yep. And then that Rimmerage just on a 1-turn clock.
Right.
Yeah, David identifying a very powerful condition there with the Devo and Archeops.
Absolutely. And what you run into now is like if David finds Seeker, then Seeker gets back Maxie's if he can dump his hand again, and then we put T-Tar in the active. Like then it just becomes like an absolute mess for Evan to deal with.
Yep. Yeah, you're right, Jackie.
I mean, admittedly, this is not something like this is not a deck that is widely played. Like, so these are lines that you're not always thinking about, right? So I gotta imagine the Blood Moon comes down and Evan sees the telegraph, so that's what he goes for. And for all we know, like that, it could be like that's a failsafe, but also a bait, right? Oh, that's
yeah, and so there is a potential that we're looking at. Yeah, I asked Lee if he was ready to see this deck in finals. If it ends up being that David pulls through here, he said,
he's terrified. He's
what,
ready.
He said he can Devo me all he wants.
I don't think he has to worry about the Devo.
Yeah,
I think T-Tar's the choice there, right?
Yeah, T-Tar can make things tricky for an all basic deck for sure. Oh, this is bad, Chucky. We've gotten to a spot now where Basculin is up in the active position.
So if he Howluchas and has Silent Lab, the game's over.
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah, Howlucha Lab just ends the game.
He doesn't even need Lab. Man, if he's not in play.
Oh, well, so he needs Lab in order to take out the Phoebus, though.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
You're the right. Game just ends.
Yeah,
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like,
there's Goose Hollow.
Fine, but yeah, Goose Hollow is going to find Lab here if it's not prized. So it's just, does he have a way to find the Hawlucha?
There's the Prism. There's the Lab.
Yeah, this is not good.
And even if he doesn't find the Hawlucha, just finding the Lab to be able to knock out Phoebus, Basculin, and Snom, it's going to be devastating as it is.
Yeah, I think that'll end the game.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, you look at this game like 10 minutes ago, it's like, where did we go wrong? What happened? This is wild.
I think you just have to look back to that Guzma play.
It's true.
I mean, and I don't know if there's a world where even still David has the play the next turn. I don't know. Because, yeah, he can throw an energy at anything and Devo on anything and do that. But he may not have had an energy to commit.
I gotta make sure for checkup. Wishy washy will still have to flip. Let me make sure they know that. Right? I'm not thinking incorrectly on that, am I? Yeah, wishy washy needs to flip before. Yeah, it is because it happens at the end of the turn.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah, I was making sure. Yep, it will need to flip. Go ahead and flip. You're fine.
Go ahead and put that tails and put that thing back into the deck.
Oh no.
So this game can be completely over.
Oh goodness. Stop it. He's dead.
Yeah. For real.
It's that meme.
For real. What a interesting game plan and combination that we see executed there from David's side.
Now listen, I'm not going to call any names out, and I'm not taking any credit because this is all on David for playing a deck like this and getting to the point he's at. But not too long ago, in a certain server where people who play cards and consider themselves fighters or warriors, have you will, we had a little discussion about a combination of cards, specifically T-Tar and Archeops. And I brought this up, and even built a deck list. And well, I got a lot of shade about this deck. And admittedly, the deck wasn't there, but the combination, the idea is there, right? I don't know. Here we are. Just saying.
Hey, Chucky.
Huh?
Did you remove Evo Soda from this version of the list?
Oh my goodness, no.
Hex is not down yet, ghouls. I do not believe, but
all right, that's fair. But what does Evo Soda do here? All of them are in hand.
yeah, exactly.
I mean, search your deck for they're all in hand. So
yeah, sure.
Call a judge.
It's true. This is true.
Listen, you call it an ambulance not for me. You know?
No. Yeah. Yeah. Oh man.
Goodness. Yeah, this definitely came down to not valuing the potential for the spread. Like the Luna was a bait. I don't know for sure if David really had the investment there or if he just thought, okay, I'm gonna do this and then pivot. I mean, yeah, he gets the Devo otherwise, but the Tinglu's not there to ground crasher like it is now.
Yeah. No, for sure. I don't know, man. It's tough. There was just like a big sequence of cards that came out there that was like, oh, man, this is like the worst cards that he could be sitting on, right? Like, the Devo was in hand. The Maxis was in hand. It's just like, oh, man. All those cards to play around.
So Evan's not dead yet. Like, we're not dead yet.
Yep.
He was able to heal the Remoraid, and we don't have a ton of
Do we have a way to move? Yeah, Floatstone.
And that's
gonna be it. Yep. Blood Moon gonna close out this game and send David at his undefeated record with one tie into my presumption is Lee.
Yeah, it looks like all 6 matches are in fact done. That was the last one we were waiting on. So yeah, we should be seeing David attempting to get the badge against Sir Lee Hoffman.
Yeah, full on.
Yeah. And this is where, like, you know what? Drawing early doesn't keep you out. Like, if he takes the win here, he's just as good as 4-0, right? Like, that's...
Yep.
He's still going to take it. So, all right. Let me let everyone else know that... to give them just a few minutes because the round ended a little early. There we go. letting everybody know that we are going to be giving away not one but two Japanese whale lords. So we'll be doing that at round 4. At the very end, we'll do our roll. It's become tradition now that I just roll this big gaudy D20 and we just figure it out. And for some reason, the number 14 likes to come up. I think I've rolled 14 like 3 times. I don't know why, but that's what it's been. So that's what we'll do.
All right. So about 3.5 minutes left on the clock. Like Chucky said, all these matchups have finished, though, over on this side. So just kind of give the players a few minutes to catch their breath. One more round left, and
yeah. All right, yeah. Just take a moment. You want to tell them about our lovely sponsored partnership?
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna let participants know some information.
Yeah, perfect time to kind of shout out Collectors Connection one more time in the stream. Collectors Connection, our wonderful partners over there in Duluth. They are providing a lot of things for your guys over at the Turboblaze Squad, so we definitely want to give them a big shout out and pump that website, pump their events. You can check them out at collectorsconnectionduluth.com and check out their event page for their schedule of events weekly for all your card sport needs in the Duluth, Minnesota area. All right. And we will see if Lee can continue this hot streak that he has been on. And Johan saying in the chat, if only Max Elixir had hit with Mickey, would have been a completely different story. But all fun, though. Still learning the ins and outs of box. It's a good place to learn, Johan. We love the archetype. We love playing the cards. I've had my hands on with them again the last couple of days, working through some things. So Drago Box is one of those decks where on the surface it looks like a simple deck to pilot, but underneath, when you get through all the decisions and complexities of having, I say it all the time, Drago Box is simple until you get 2 supporters in your hand. And then, you have to start making decisions then. So. And Alec in the chat saying their match with Lee was very unfortunate. So, not the best way. I know Lee had came in and said that he got off to a fire start. Just an instant, almost game over position from the Dragon side against the colorless side. Like you said, just not ideal, but everyone has those bad beats. So, nothing to be discouraged over. Nothing at all. So, let's take a look at how these players have came through the night. We do have, presumably, like I said, David going up against Lee. So, David did tie with Mickey in that first round, but then beat Cap'n and Evan in his route to this game, where he will, like I said, presumably be playing Lee in the finals. We'll see in just a minute from Chucky's side. Ghoul said he wished he had energy in Lee in his game. Maybe if the Pokestop hadn't milled 2 of them. Right? But you got some good plays off of that with Clara, so that was a fun match to watch, the Darkness and Drago Box matchup, as time has just ended. So Chucky probably dealing with maybe 1 table.
Yeah, we got everything sorted. I'm getting the next round started.
All right, cool.
We'll be going over to table 1, where we got
Lee and David.
All right, and tell them what's on the line here.
Yep. So, for this matchup, you will have David, of course, playing for another one of our badges in the server, And in real life for this one, Chucky, since he has made it to a finals matchup and he is taking on a Blazer. I know we gave out our first one of those last week to Mickey, so I could be having to do another fighting badge soon.
Yeah, I was like, guess what badge you had to make? Yeah. Why is it always the fighting
I'm
spread?
telling you. Now we've seen that run over the last couple of Blazers tournaments. We've had, Ursa Luna Control that went on its little run for a little bit, and then now we're seeing Fighting Spread go on a little run. So,
yeah,
all these types have legs in the format for sure.
Yeah, there's some interesting stuff there, and I got some interesting insight from Dave off the share offhand on some of the card choices he has in deck and what he looks to put in and everything. So that's pretty interesting. We'll talk about. If it wasn't for the fact that he's going up against Lee, I'd say just the fact that he has the Smash Melee mouse pad there, I'd be like, I'm rooting for this guy. But come on, tell me real quick, who's your main? You play? I know you do.
Nope. I can't say I do, Chucky. I play against the kid, and boy, I love me some Bowser. I'll tell you that.
Oh, okay. There it is.
Oh, yeah.
You like the Bowser side? You like to grab people and just go for a ride on the edge?
Yep, I sure do.
Oh, that makes the kids mad.
It does make the kids mad.
I knew you were a man of culture.
Uh-huh. Between that and just jumping up in the air and putting the old big Bowser booty down on him, that's a good one too.
Oh, for sure. It's a classic.
All right.
Yeah. So they're saying this is actually a rematch from, I think, is it week 2 maybe?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. And I think it was a very tight, close game that I think Lee ended up walking away with, but maybe David gets his revenge here.
Let's hope not, for the Blazers' sake.
Sorry, right? We need to win.
Good luck, David. But
not enough luck.
Yeah.
I mean, if there's anyone that's going to stop someone from winning a badge, it's
hands
Lee.
Up. Yep.
I mean, let's give it to him. The man's been on fire with this deck.
For sure. Yeah, Lee and Ghouls were talking in the chat about their game. It's kind of hilarious. Lee was like, top deck the rope. Check, please. So, yeah, dude, we've had some good ones tonight for sure. And excited to see this final game play out.
See some decisions being made by Lee. So
yeah, both players have basic Pokemons, it looks like. So we will be getting right into this one. And we have Lee Hoffman with the Drago box on the left, and David with his fighting spread list on the right. Players have flipped over their cards. We've got Raging Bolt on one side, and is that Carbink on the other?
Yep.
All right, and we're off. Trainer's Mail to start for Lee. We hit Versus Seeker, Avery, Escape Rope. Probably just the Avery from this hand. I don't see Rope getting much use. Yeah. We'll see. We've got a Nest Ball.
Do I actually see that in his? Let me just check something here.
Nest Ball Marnie.
Is Lee pulling one on me? Did Lee go add the technology that I've never seen before? Let me look at this real quick.
There's a chance, bro.
Dude, he does that. Nah, okay, never mind. It must just be a different art for the card. Okay, we're fine. I'm not even gonna spoil the technology because it's literally a card that myself and another fellow Blazer have been talking about. So just forget you heard anything. Redact this segment. 20 seconds. I've been spitballing.
Yo, we're too close to the gas for all the sauce to go, right?
Yeah, I'm not trying to tell anybody about my fairy spread.
I'm telling you, they better watch out. Oh for 14 into that deck, chat. In case anyone's wondering.
Oh, 14. Oh, that's too good. It makes me think of so there's a pro player, he was a Magic player in Orkana, and anytime he promotes a deck to then put up with a new set, he'll say, "I've gone 50-0," and he'll like, "Here's my Metafy." It's like the joke to qualify to be a meta deck, you have to go 50-0 with the deck.
All right, Viridian Force going to be put into play so that David can search out a basic energy, because clearly he did not start one in this hand. No reason to put that into play to give Lee access to energy drops. And notably, Lee did not get an energy drop on that first turn, Chucky, so we did see Nestball come down to get the Drudigan. We know that Avery is in hand off of that Trainer's Mail, but other than that, not much going on for Lee going first this game. We know that can all be patched up. I did see a Marnie in hand too, so I'm not sure it's the best supporter combinations to be going with off your first couple of turns, but let's see if we can find some things off of these cards.
I think it's at least fine for options, right? Like if he gives you the out to maybe get more value than just drawing 3 off the Avery. Of course, it depends on what he draws, but at worst, you have Marnie to reset your hand and try to get into something, right?
Yeah, I think we're gonna want to see like a Turbo Energize coming down next turn. Like that's a good route, good play. I could see. Dude,
absolutely.
David is not in a good spot though, as we are just seeing attached to this Carbink and its first attack. Let me pull David's list up.
I mean, we're just a Crispin DDE from.
That's it, bro.
Nonsense, right? Like
that's it.
Oh my goodness, he just asked him. He just asked for the credit score. He asked him how much HP does that thing have. Oh my goodness.
How much HP does that thing have?
It has 90. Dude, 90. Carbink's near and dear to my heart. My first fighting deck was Archeops with Omastar. See, item lock plus Evo. And the Carbink was a big deal in that deck because you needed ways to search items. So yeah.
Yeah, we've had this conversation. It's kind of funny before. I started playing all the way back years and years and years ago when Andrew first kind of designed the format, and then went to Knoxville Regionals that year and played in the GLC side event. And I walked down that second day, and I did not have any fighting cards at all. I didn't have Hitmon Bros built. I didn't have anything for fighting built. And I purchased every card from Full Grip Games from the booth there at the tournament, Archeops Fighting. I had heard that it was one of Natalie's favorites, and so I bought all the cards for it, put it together, and played a couple of games with it. But then Pokemon Research Labs got banned, and that combo strategy became a lot tougher to pull off.
Yeah. Yep. I do remember the Research Lab. I actually topped one of the Switch series from Nationals a few years ago with Research Lab colorless. The other Archeops, right? The other white meat. And there's a reason they banned it. Card was really good. No, I apologize. Actually, I think it was banned before that. So I think I actually was still playing Cope, to be honest.
And this is a slower game now. So now David is going to get to start pushing. Now I wonder, I almost wonder, because I mean, you didn't draw 2 cards per turn. So why not bench the Sandy Gas last turn, or why not play the Karina last turn? Something seems up to me.
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying.
Do you not sense that? Like, something feels up to me. What did he get off of Carbink? What 2 item cards were gotten off of Carbink? Maybe we'll be seeing those shortly.
Yeah, I mean, we see Stretcher there, but
I don't even know
But
what.
I think that was off of the Viridian though. It looks
Yeah,
like
it
he
was.
went into
It
the other.
was.
Maybe there was yeah, I don't know either. It could have been a fear of. Oh wait, hold on. You know what it was? I think Sandy Gas has 80, so I think there actually may have been a legitimate fear of sticking something that the if he had the DDE plus muscle band, he actually just loses the Sandy Gas. That's the only thing I can think of. It's a stretch, but I'm not
No,
sure about the
muscle
green
band.
it
Muscle
does.
band doesn't do
Oh, that's right. It
extra
doesn't do
damage
it
to
to
the
the
bench.
yeah, yeah. So well, maybe he's thinking of Gus. I don't know. I'm trying to reach for an answer. I don't know it. So
Something I don't know. Something feels weird. Like what? Like I said, there's two cards in his hand now.
mm-hmm.
Those have to literally be the items that he grabbed. So something's wrong. Something's wrong. There.
Yeah, I'm confused too. I mean, it's still possible if you look for Viridian.
I'm so confused. Yeah, cause like I have no idea what he lucky finded for the last turn. Cause we didn't see any items played. He may have a bigger hand than we know. Like maybe I don't know though. Something about that seemed very weird though.
Yeah, I'm a little confused myself.
We see Lee does find Colress's tenacity, so he does have the out to Silent Lab and the DDE.
Yeah, his hand does look larger, so I think there's just other cards in hand. Oh, maybe no. No, he's only
Nah,
got 3.
dude, something's wrong. Do you care to just pop in there and ask him what he if he like lucky found what he yeah.
Yeah. What was the? And chat can help too if anybody remembers or saw it. Hold on.
Oh, hang on a sec, Chucky.
Yeah.
Lee used Marnie last turn. That's what we're missing.
There it is.
Wardo Goddess. Thank you, E.
Thank you. Yeah, I knew there's something off, but that's
I
what
did
it was.
too. I did too. And I was like, I was so perplexed with what had happened. It just, yeah.
Hand disruption happened.
That's it.
Marnie.
That's it. Yep. Okay, so now, back into the game sway of things. We did see that Lee hit the Colress's tenacity, so he does have access to bump. And we did see him pitch, looks like the fire energy to Viridian to grab out the grass. Just going to put that in the hand.
So, okay. Yeah, Turbo Patch,
baby. Yeah.
Baby. Oh, yeah, there we go. Yep. And relevant here, you want to put it on Drago because Drago can one-shot the Tinglu.
Yep.
And he's banking on the Tinglu. Here's the question: do you take out the Sandy? I feel like you take out the Sandy Gas, right? Like the Carpink's not really doing anything. Like it's getting items, but like, do you care about that right now?
I don't think so. I don't think so. Yeah, I think you're right, and that's what we see Lee value. Yep, I agree, Chucky. It's another one of those things too where like it really sets you back. Like anytime you take a basic Pokemon off the board, it's literally just a recovery card away from reestablishing. You take that basic Pokemon off the board, now it's 2 turns away from doing anything again.
Yep, exactly.
We do see the teammates hit off of the Pokegear. So David will have access to any 2-card combination that he wants out of his deck. We do see the Focus Sash already attached to the Moose and Stadium in play already. So now we are probably looking for just some way to establish possibly another Pokemon. Could be a line where you try to weave in your Blood Moon attachment. Blood Moon, we know, could just be found like off of a Quick Ball plus Professor's Letter.
Yeah.
We'll see what David opts for here.
Yeah, I'm curious too. Because
U-turn board.
okay.
Be one of the choices. Doesn't want to have to give up that energy attachment to his Carbink. Carbink does have one retreat, so could have paid it, but instead opts to get the U-turn board out. And then the other card. No way, it was Lusamine.
Okay.
He's definitely holding on to something.
Yeah, I have a feeling. I have a hunch that he is playing into a Maxie's ball next turn to possibly try to play this T-Tar out of the discard pile.
Is it already in the bin?
It is. He battle compressor.
From his battle compressor. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's the only thing that makes sense as to why you would pitch so much of your hand away.
And Lee here is just going to continue to stay on the aggressive. You just take out the Carbink. There's Crispin. Crispin going to flood the board with more energy. So at this point, Lee is like set for his attacking lineup. It's just now a matter of can he take 6 prizes before David starts weaving in some of these additional damage to other Pokemon effects. And we'll see from there. But Lee's been flying here again. After the Marnie, he has been all gas, Chucky.
Yeah, and this is such a good spread of his energy because now all attackers on the border are hitting for. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, everyone's threatening. Focus Sash is on the Tinglu. Did Lee know that was the case?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Because I
guess he's not worried because it's 30, but yeah, I don't know why you don't just take the Carbink and just get rid of it.
Because he has, well, I don't know, possible access to teammates again, our secret teammates.
Hear me out. If he takes out Carbink, not only does he get a prize, but also he puts U-turn board back into hand and he can't max it.
Yep, you're right, Chucky. You're right, Chucky.
I don't he literally prevents the T-Tar from coming into play.
Yeah, no, you're so right.
Oh, I guess he could tag call fail, then discard the U-turn, but then he's discarding U-turn board. Right? Still feels like a win. I don't know. I think the Carbink's probably still the hit there because later you can just find the way to take out. You can Faba the Sash and then take the KO with Drago. I don't know.
Hitting into a Sash just does not feel right to me.
Yeah, questions will be raised at the end of this broadcast.
Yeah, for sure. All right, and here we go. We will see if what if you just continue to ignore this Tinglu? What's that look like? What if you just now snipe the Carbink? I wonder, because if you knock out this active Pokemon, you're taking 2 in between turns. Guaranteed. That T-Tar is getting pushed 100%. And then
Agreed.
You are just taking damage residually.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you rather make him have to find the other stadiums?
Yeah, I would agree. And it's really unfortunate too with the attachments. It's now the dog's in play. It's if you had a way you could take dog out, but I don't think he's going to have a way to do it. Oh no. Okay, so now we're going to see Tinglu go away.
Yep, and immediately I'm imagining that this T-Tar gets pushed. Yep, here we go. 20 damage to each of Lee's Pokemon.
This is not good.
No, it's just, yeah, I think that swinging into that Focus Sash is probably going to be what
I mean,
really
yeah.
fights him.
I mean, if he's able to recover, the Ting Lu put a thing in, like, literally
Here's
the
Arvin.
game.
This is literally it if he has an energy in hand.
Yeah. Stadium Nav, Floatstone. And then, well, I guess he's got to recover the Ting Lu.
Yeah.
So level ball Floatstone. He's still thinking through what he wants to do here. Yeah, and this is like, it comes back to that whole thing where, like, the carbine seems like, oh, I don't want to deal with that because I put a card in hand, but like actually keeping track of that hand count.
Yeah.
But again, like, how often are
you're
you
right.
playing around Maxie's ball trick? Like, it's just one of those things. Like, if you're not used to thinking about that line of all my opponents stumping my hand, I think the only thing there to argue against it's like David clearly telegraphed he was trying to empty his hand because he made otherwise an incredibly suboptimal play on teammates just to discard something and then fail off a search and do nothing, right?
Yeah.
So, like, it's very telegraphed that he wants to dump the rest of his hand for Maxie's. So, yeah, it's.
Yeah, dude, and here comes this Hitmonchan. So Hitmonchan's going to do 30 and then run back to the Tyranitar. Ugh.
Yep, that is what's going to happen here.
So we didn't have recovery, or we didn't have stadium. We did have stadium. Sheesh.
Yeah, this is a real sheesh moment right here. I mean, if he gets the hit and run, then Bolt gets KO'd in checkup. And then, I mean, really? Okay.
Yep. Lee's got to have, like, muscle band and deal with this Tyranitar now.
Yeah, he's going to have to retreat
now.
Muscle band active. Yeah. That's literally his out. Otherwise, it's what a hairy game. But even then, like, he's just one recovery.
Man.
Yeah, this is so crunchy. Actually, this is literally where Carbink can come back and win the game because all he's got to do is put Carbink in lucky find. If he doesn't get hand disrupted, he's guaranteed the search for the recovery plus stadium nav to guarantee the Ting Lu attack. He just needs energy.
Right.
Like, that's wild. Little Carbink. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, all these. Okay, so we do have another Pokemon. That's big.
Yeah, that's big. It's one thing that he's learned before is, like, staggering these things has been pretty big. Because I think he has the band unless he shuffled it away. He had the band before, but it may have been pre-Marnie.
I think it was. Right up a Versus Seeker for Marnie again. And notably, there have been some searches since then, so the deck is reordered. But
I don't think he has a way to take the KO on the
T-Tar.
On the T-Tar.
Yep.
That is rough. Yeah, I just don't know what other outs. Like, if he has, I guess, like, the other thing is, like, he could, like, retreat. If he has anything, like, he can aggressively dump. He could try to Dragon Sword to get into it. I mean, at this point, like, you're grasping, right? Like, I think you have to try to do something a little more aggressive. You definitely don't want to just hit here and not take a KO. Like, that's like the worst thing that could happen. Well, not the worst thing. You could literally just not attack at all, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, we're dumping. Yep, you're right. We're straight.
Oh, no.
Oh,
no.
No. Oh, no.
That's rough. You hate to see it.
Oh, man.
Chewy.
And again, we are hyper stressing that that muscle band needs to be found so that Lee can deal with this Tyranitar right now. We are going to get a Dragon's Horde to be able to draw out. Lee is also going to thin the deck of another Pokemon. Like, the urgency, he realizes the urgency here.
Yeah, how much time we got left here?
18 minutes.
Oh, yeah, we still got a lot of time. I don't think.
And Dragon's Horde for 1. It's Goosala. Yep.
That's what it would be, right?
Yep.
The card that says you could have had banned.
Yep. And then swings for 160, takes 20 back to all of these basics. And
rough.
stuff's going to start getting KO'd. There goes the Druddigan with the energy investments that were on to it.
I mean, it's not even the Pokemon that are going to leave within the next turn. It's the fact that 8 energy, technically 9 for DD, 8 energy, sorry. 8 energy total is leaving the board in a matter of like 2 turns. That's really rough.
Yep. And this Tyranitar is stuck in the active, but guess what? That's a good place for it to be stuck. Against Box. We are seeing David play out here, getting a level ball for Hawlucha.
Oh, no. Okay, so if he has, like, Gust, like, he doesn't even need the T-Tar. Like, if he has, like, Guzma special energy, he could just take 3 KOs here because he could Gust, right. Hawlucha, take the 2 out. Yeah, that's disgusting. Oh, boy.
Yeah, any kind of push. Escape Rope, a Guzma, a Boss, any kind of push. Would need to be probably Escape Rope or Guzma because you want to move. There it is. There it is, Chucky.
Yeah. And I mean, his best bet, I mean, he has to just put Bolt into active, right?
I think so. You better.
Yeah.
You better. Yep.
You realize, so
yep.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Well, that's interesting. So now David is denied that. And now he's just going to Ground Crasher. Yep. Ground Crasher for 2 prizes. And as Chucky had mentioned, all those energies going to the wayside. In the course of those couple of turns. And now we are...
Yeah, this is not a great place to be. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. If anybody can do it, it's Lee, but I don't see a line to come back here.
Well, you need, like, Raihan. You need, like... And the T-Tar is, like, problematic, but you need... Yeah, bag a turn too late. That's another one that's rough, because, like, if you would have had Baton on, you at least could have passed some of those back. But bag is going to allow him to have the pivot for his Reshiram. So if we have some energies that we can get established here, we can potentially start powering up this Drampa. Again, I know it seems like a lot, but it's literally just a Raihan away from an attack here. Raihan for energy retrieval. Rescue Stretcher is going to bring back probably the Dread again. Yep.
Yeah, because that's just you get a better attacker here. You can Turboblaze attach and
there's Volkner. So we
Volkner
have.
probably gets you your letter.
Yep. There,
Retrieval.
your retrieval. Yep.
There it is. Okay.
Like you said, it's definitely not over. Bag was off the top rope. So that is huge. Huge find off the top there for Lee. Spence mentioning in the chat.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, sometimes you just got to come down with an elbow drop. This happens. That's what we're going to see.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, also, Bag being the top card also means that he was one card away from Muscle Band last turn.
Yeah, if you could have, like, discarded, like, one more thing. Like there's, like, been a lot of one more card scenarios in this game, right?
But we're still pushing. This is, like I said, this is, it doesn't look great, but it is not over. Any means.
Yeah.
Here comes the baton.
With the time, he's still got to make him win, too, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's the other big thing. Like, actually, it's a funny thing. It's like, I don't know if Lee even sees that. Not that he would go for this type of play, but in this situation, Lee doesn't have to lose or win. He just has to not lose.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like an unfortunate way to look at it, but that's the reality of it.
Not how he's playing, though. I can guarantee you that.
Oh, absolutely not. It's not how he's playing. And to be fair, like, probably not in this situation the way you'd want to play. Like, I'd be playing that way if money's on the line, right? Like, I would kneel with the 2-minute warning. Right? Like, that's just how it goes, but it's a whole different scenario, right? We're playing for pride here.
All right. And now, David's got to find a way to move this T-Tar again. You know, this is getting crunchy. This is a cool game we're seeing here. Because sure. David promoting that T-Tar is like announcing, I'll find a way to move it, or I've got a way to move it. Like, but does he? We see escape rope's already been down. We see
floats down. He's got scoop up net, right? But if he scoops it, it's gone, right? Like, he's not getting it back.
Right. Sinlin is going to pitch that Howlucha, I think, is the card toss there.
Looks like he's getting Maxie's ball trick.
Phew.
I think he might be looking to scoop and then like just go nuts on the hand discard or something.
Well, you know that if he just put that card back into his hand, then he is looking to do just that. Yeah, you put that back from the discard pile. Attached to Hitmonchan. That tells me he's got a way to move. Howlucha ping.
Okay.
80 to both of those guys. Take up to 100 in between. Pass.
Oh my goodness, this pass.
Okay. Here we go.
Wow.
Here we go.
Okay, this is.
So the door's open. It's not open wide, but it's open.
If he can like hand disrupt him here, which I guess he can't because he's already Seeker Marnied again. But oh my goodness, this gets wild.
Yeah, you'll see the knockout taken here off of Revenge. But then David looking like he could be lining up. Dogi sweep, multiple knockouts with a Ting Lu return. Lee can't put another stadium into play. That's one big thing that cannot happen.
Yeah, Kara is good here.
It's good. Yeah.
Kara is huge here.
Yeah, just letting you get back even one more Pokemon so you can keep staggering.
I mean, at this point, like, yeah. Drago, he's getting the 2 energy. I think he's looking to forego the Bolt because it's too hungry. I think it's just probably too much. Although, I don't know, like, the Bolt still gives you a way to snipe some of these, like, weenies on the bench. Like, it's probably still maybe worth it, but I get it. I respect it. He wants to guarantee the... Because now, like, Drago has the clean hit off the baton. I don't think have we seen Blower?
I don't know. I'm not going to lie. I have no idea. I don't think so.
This is getting. Oh, his is coming down to the wire. This is so crutchy.
Yep, there's the blower.
There's the blower. Yeah.
Here's the blower.
Yeah, that's rough.
And there's Clara. No. So we're not going to see Maxie's come down this turn.
Yeah, but if he has a stadium, this is going to get really filthy. And we know he has Palisade in hand.
Yeah. He's got a stadium.
He's got parallel.
Parallel.
Yeah.
An onslaught of Tinglu.
Yeah, one thing we've not seen here is like the Tinglu, like not being able to find like Lost City to get rid of Tinglu is huge here.
Yeah, Tinglu's not missed an attack anytime that it's been eyed up as an attacker, a potential attacker. It's hit it. It's hit everything it's wanted. Lee will have revenge on board for this turn, but with now one prize left to take for David, this is just a formality, right, Chucky?
Yeah, I think so.
That Okie Dokie has not seen a Rainbow Energy all game long. And if you're Lee, you would probably like to remove it, but I don't know if we have access to those tools. I mean, if we have Boss, that would be incredible right here. I just don't think that we've got access to that. I see a Red's Challenge in hand. Looks like that's what Lee is eyeing up playing.
Yeah, we haven't seen that special energy, so it's like if he's sandbagging it and then just has it here at the end, then that could be the game. But I just don't know. He has a lot of cards in hand, but I mean, we know a few of them, and none of them are special energy. So, I mean, I think he realizes he loses the game anyway, right? He has to just go for. Is Cape down?
Yeah. No. No.
There it is. Good. He's there. I think he's figuring it out. As long as Cape's not prized, like Cape might be the play here to save him a turn. Because what he could do here is like he could Druddy get the Cape as long as it lives. Oh, that wouldn't live. It wouldn't live through a good punch. That's the problem. No. Yeah. And that's tough.
Yeah, we did see Field Blower come down, but like you said, I think that he's still going to be out of range. Double Dragon's down as well. There's Cape Prism. Lost City.
A little too late. Like,
yeah, in this matchup, I think that would have been target numero uno after seeing it now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think he ever had a good chance to like try to find it, right? Like he had to Stormy to like stagger stuff initially.
I don't know if this is going to matter. But at 220 HP now.
I mean, if he just quickly moves up, if he moves up the dog quickly and then puts up the special, then we know he has it. But
Lee said, yo, wait a minute. Oh no. We either just drew Silent Lab off the prizes, or we meant to put Silent Lab in. Yeah. That's what I thought.
He had Silent Lab, and yeah.
And meant to put it in play.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's forcing him to have a bump, which he probably doesn't have a bump. That's huge. That's huge.
I mean, he's pushed this dog like he has something.
It's the only thing he can do. Oh my God, is Lee gonna pull this out? That's huge though, right? Like, because I think like David, like being a sport there, knowing like this is the line, because he could even say like, hey, you attacked, you can't just put a stadium down. But like again, we're all about sportsmanship here. Like it's clearly the intent. They're just moving with speed to try to play. Like that's just how it is here. Like we're trying to like play to be the most optimal thing. No one's trying to try to like angle shoot anybody, right? It's not how you want to win.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess you really do see that there was a potential that, like I said, the only thing that is sketchy is that he grabbed the prize card.
No, I can confirm he's had Lab in hand. Yeah. I saw Lab in hand the term before, so like we can confirm from video.
Then no worry. Yep, I have no worries with it because he didn't search it off the Goose Hollow. That was my thing. Like he had the ability to search for it. So if it wasn't in hand, then may have been a problem. But yeah, as long as it was in hand, dude, then yeah.
And I think the important thing there is, it's like we could see. Because he shows from his camera angle, you can see his hand. Like Lab has been apparent in his hand multiple times. I'm gonna let them know something real quick.
Chucky's gonna go give him like a 2-minute warning, I would guess. Wow. So what a crazy game. From the clutches of defeat, it looks like Lee, as long as he has an energy card in that hand, will be able to survive this hit.
I think the big thing too is like this. Again, don't get me wrong. I like the deck, but the deck is so spread on different things that it's doing. Like if we weren't focused on trying to do all the spread and all the other stuff plus the dog and everything else, then you probably more easily have access to the things that you need here. Or like you're just dependent on a different type of attacker. Yeah. Like Luna just wins the game here, right? I mean, if you're able to like Seeker Clara plus whatever, but
yeah, dude, but there's so many tools down already. Like we saw Lucamine go earlier. We've seen the stadiums go. Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah, so he plays Seeker to. Is he grabbing the Lucamine or is he
Seeker to get teammates?
Teammates, okay.
Does he have a stadium bump?
I don't think he does. He's played all 4 stadiums, right?
I mean, if he doesn't have a stadium bump, then this is just game over.
It's just a punt.
Yeah, that was just a game losing.
Well, it's not necessarily game over, because Lee won't have the attack. Lee has to have energy. But I'm assuming when he pitched 2 energy, he would have energy.
I'm assuming so.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah, you would never fire off both of those knowing that you were possibly going to have to close this game with that Drago.
Agreed. I think he still has a fire in hand. And we're probably going to look at like him taking the time. Like honestly, this is probably going to be turned. This like the game is going to end on Lee's turn, one way or the other.
Yeah, dude. Because David would. I mean, if he had it off of teammates, you just grab it.
Oh, for sure.
So, like, so we're gonna need to see a decision play out here.
I mean, I don't think like again at this point it doesn't change what happens, right? Like so either what happens here is David either finds a way to win the game or he passes and either there's a tie or Lee has the win, but either way Lee finishes first place. So it doesn't change anything. So I think we just let it play out. Like he's hurting himself by overthinking it. He didn't see the line where he just clearly just grabs Lucamine and puts the stadium down, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Lucamine was in the bin, Safety Sam. I'm pretty sure.
Lucamine
saw
was in the
go
bin.
Early and called
More importantly, the Lucamine was the thing he grabbed off the teammates that he just randomly pitched.
What are we gonna do here? A sandpot trap? Show me an energy, Lee Hoffman.
Show me the Carfax.
Yeah, dude.
There it is. Called it.
GG's. GG's. Lee Hoffman finding his way out of a metal steel cage. It
Please
felt
go
like,
back and
Chucky.
watch this. Like, go back and watch, and that is what plot armor looks like, played out over 45 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not to take away from Lee. Lee played very, very well for his outs, but that was so crunchy. I'm sweaty.
Yeah, dude. What an awesome set of games that we've had tonight to broadcast. You know, got a couple of weeks out from the Mega Evolution set, but there are definitely some very skill-expressive decks out there right now. A lot of people running around with a lot of cool stuff. And
yeah, let me go check. I'm going to go check on table 2 real quick, and I'll come back and we'll do the raffle drawing for our other participants.
Yeah, that sounds good. That sounds good. Let Chucky come back over, and while he is finishing up on that front, let's come back to the standings page one more time. Let's go. So we do see Mr. Hoffman is able to take down tonight's event at a perfect 4-0 record. To the 15 or so people that are hanging out with us tonight, thank you so very much for spending your Saturday evening with us. It's been a blast from my side. I can definitely say that. I hope that you guys have had fun too. We will be back again next week around the same time. And again, as always, if you guys want to get involved, hop into the Discord. All the information is there for the Turboblaze Trials. All the information is there for our deck list that we're creating. Just everything in one spot for the Turboblaze home. And on that front, guys, from myself and Chucky Davis, it has been an awesome night. We hope that you guys have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Stay safe, and we'll see you on the next one.